What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. And we back. Another week of wrestling, another week of these podcast talks, another week of these graps coming at you. I go by Jay, the only one, the babyface, your mother's favorite babyface, aka Pod Breaker, Podson Reed, Podman Page. Actually, scratch that. Powerhouse Will Pods. You know what I'm talking about. Pablo Jacob Freeman, because I pod better than you, and you know it, aka Mr. Respect. The Jumpers in the building, but I would not be anything without my illustrious co-host, the one, the only, the Quattro, Mr. Heroic. Take it away from here.
He is a wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. He is Hero, and I am he, and I am glad to be back with my friends.
I don't respect the jumper. I just want to I'm not even going to introduce myself. I'm done. You have to stop doing that.
You have to introduce yourself. It's always somebody's first episode.
This is true.
It might be. And they know me as the OTC of the Monday Night Wave, the other co-host. Now that we done with that part, I need you to stop.
But why? What do we call you, though?
What's wrong with it?
I'm not going to call you OTC. I have a hard time enough calling you DT.
Yeah, you do. You do have a hard time enough calling me two letters that you're supposed to been calling me. Anyway, it's DT. I'm here. Let's do it.
Word.
That's right. That's right, brother. The triangle mega powers are back, and the powers are so triangular that if you take a little metal rod and you hit me with it, I can let you know that dinner's ready. Okay, people.
Because, a triangle, that's how you... The fact that I have to explain it, it's cool.
You didn't have to explain it. That makes it not funny. But quick shout out, just some quick shout outs real quick, because honestly I wanted to do it when we reached a year, but whatever. Just shout out to some of our long time listeners, like Caleb, Nick, aka S Rank, Jazz, aka JT, aka Jazz Me Down, aka Jazz Station. That's a real one over there. And also shout out to my mom, who
for sure
came out the hospital this week. She kicked out. That's all I'll say.
Clap that up. For sure. Shout out to Mama Hero for sure. Damn it, I almost wanted to say it in the Rock tone. His blood, Mama Hero.
She kicked out and had glorious "This is awesome" chants. So,
yes, sir. Yeah, definitely shout out to everybody who's been tuning in and been listening. Shout out to Elroy. He was telling me, that's my brother. He's going through a lot of personal shit, but he's been saying he's been listening to the pod, and that's been helping him get through. It's funny, like, just a side tangent, like how like we are part of people's lives. I don't know if y'all realize that or not, but like there's routines that people follow, and when pods come out not late, or if we had to break when they didn't happen as often or frequently, niggas was upset. And that just means that we are playing a big part on people's lives. People listen to us in the gym, going to work, like
they listen to your voice on the beach.
Hey, man.
That definitely happened. I can check that off the list. The voice has left the country. All right. But yeah, shout out to everybody who supports us, man. Like that's huge. One of the goals I kind of had been working on the low was trying to get us to hit 100 subs on YouTube. That way, I can kind of track the progression a little bit. We're almost, I think we're at like half. I think like 54. We just got one during pre-pod. But yeah, we moving. We're moving for sure.
Like us,
but let's jump into definitely like and subscribe for sure. Let's jump into the news real quick. I feel like the biggest news cycle or news segment this week was TNA releasing Gail Kim. That one had both actually every member of the IWC like, what the fuck is going on here? If you are unfamiliar, Gail Kim is one of the pioneers of like the women's division in TNA. Was a former like WWE wrestler as well, moved over to TNA, pioneered their whole like knockout division, highly respected, highly revered in that space. And she was fired. Wasn't just let go, didn't leave. She was fired. Some people think that looks like possible downsizing. Maybe, you know, WWE preparing to buy out TNA. I don't know what the case is. I just know that people are upset that Gail Kim is no longer the head of the women's division over there. So, to my illustrious hosts, how do we feel about this particular firing?
I don't. Okay, so just to start off, I don't think TKO or WWE is going to buy or try to buy TNA. I think that would almost be a what's the word I'm looking for? It would
Monopoly.
almost be well that, but no, I was going to say it would almost be like counterproductive of them like finally like because them doing this TNA stuff, them doing like Evolved and WWE ID or whatever. It's kind of showing, I would say, a newer side of the corporation of the Fed that they can kind of play nice, they can play ball. You know, they let some of their talent do, you know, like Bloodsport and, you know, go to Japan, all this other stuff. So I feel like it would be counterproductive to just be like, all right, well, let's just go buy another company on some monopoly type shit. But in saying all that, at least that's my personal belief. I don't think they're going to try to buy out. I will say that this is also not new for TNA in the sense where, since I've been paying attention to wrestling, TNA has a huge they have a huge hard on for getting in their own way and cutting themselves off at the foot. You know, like they start doing good, they start doing a bunch of business, views are going up. What do? They fire Scott D'Amore. You know, business starts picking up again. Like they start doing like team up stuff with the E. Then what do? They fire one of the pioneers of their women division, like in a couple other names too. But the biggest name was Gail Kim. So yeah, no, I don't know. It's kind of stupid. It's really flabbergasting. It seems like a bad move. She posted a letter. She doesn't feel like she's going to be out of the wrestling thing. So everyone's already speculating, like, oh, will she go to Maple Leaf and hook up back with Scott? Will she do AEW? Will she go to the E, who she used to have crazy beef with? But like now in this new regime, they've proven that will freeze over. You know, so like, you know, you got CM Punk back. You got a homie from Saturday Night Main Event. Shit like that. Yeah, Ventura. So, you know, who knows?
Not you forgetting Jesse Ventura. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, so yeah, the job ain't done yet. Her job's not over. She's going to get work somewhere else, but it is still unfortunate because TNA just seems to always get in their own way, even when they're being successful.
I want to see her with AEW. That's what I want to see.
And why do you want to see that, DT? What elaborate?
To elevate the women's division and their talent. I think as I continue to watch, I continue to see some lovely wrestlers over there that can get the job done. I think they might just need, you know, a different shoulder to lean on, a different mind to pull ideas from, someone to really help flesh out their talent.
Yeah. It's funny. I could see that too. I could also see that she does go and let's say she wants to work with the E. I don't know any personal feelings that Gail Kim has as of this moment. So what I'm saying here is just me speculating or me just throwing shit out. But like we have Evolution coming up. And what would be a better way than, you know, like maybe having a Gail Kim back there kind of like pioneering the Evolution scene, you know, like if I'm not mistaken, that's supposed to be this year in July, from what I thought I read. Yeah. And that could be a big move for them. Like it'd be a big move wherever she lands, but like having Gail Kim pioneer the women's evolution this next pay-per-view in July, that shit would be up. And she would definitely help out their division. She'll help out wherever she goes, you know?
Yeah, no, she would help out wherever she goes. I think she would be, she would help wherever she goes. NXT would be great. I think AEW would desperately need her, but the only thing is, does the talent want to listen? And I don't know any personal stories recently, but there's been a history of talent not taking advice from veterans or whatever. So it feels like, I mean, it would be a great hire, but are they going to like listen to the new hire, or is it just going to be like, all right, well, I'm here to get another paycheck? That would be the question. But I think AEW would benefit the most, and NXT second, because having her next to Sean would probably do wonders.
For sure.
They could even add her to the LFG season 3 if they wanted to, since they're adding Michelle McCool for whatever reason. So yeah, but yeah,
and even with Sean, those like with HBK, his women's division is fire just with him right now. So like adding that extra like little bump there would take them out, out of the park. I think Gail Kim just commands respect. So like wherever she goes, I don't think anybody's gonna be like beefing with Gail Kim. Like this sounds crazy. Like beefing with Gail Kim is kind of like beefing with like HBK. Like you just come in and not listen to like a vet that's been in the game for so long. But we'll see. Time will tell. We'll see what shit looks like going forward. Keeping in the realm of AEW real quick. Saraya leaves. We had reported that, or SRS reported, and then we talked about a little bit that she has signed an extension for a year. It looks like that has been an early termination or just a mutual agreement to like end her contract early. She had came out and said that she would love to go back to WWE, and that started some speculation of her going back. And I'm just saying, like, do y'all not want to see Paige back in the E? Like, is that an issue?
No, I don't want to see her back. Listen, I'm gonna stand on this hill, and I've been on it for a little bit. There's so much talent in the pipeline. There's so many talented individuals who are in catering who are not working right now. You don't need to add someone else just to say you got talent from the other promotion. Like, it's cool. Cook with what you got. Make the best dishes you can make with them. She could hit a New Japan. She could hit a something. Hit something. Go somewhere. Go somewhere, not the WWE. That's all. Not every person that worked at WWE that then left because they hated it and went to AEW needs to have some crazy return story and, oh, this company is everything I wanted to. Like, it doesn't have to be the same thing. Just give it a rest. Go do something. They need to cook with. They have too many talented people that are there that need pushes, that need to get over. Unless they cut some people who, you know what I'm saying? But that's for another conversation. Now, if they start cutting some of the fat, then maybe. But to me, no.
Yeah, and this is not a new statement from DT. If I'm not mistaken, you said that you don't want to see WWE add any more people because they already have enough, ingredients in the kitchen, per se.
And since then, they added Penta. That was a good idea. They added Rey Fenix. We'll see. They're bringing back Aleister Black. We'll see. They're bringing, cool. But, you didn't spend all this time expanding and building NXT and building all these different entities and building these superstars up to then have other people jump ahead of them and bring them in because they left. They went somewhere else. They came back. It's a cool story. I don't know. She can go to TNA.
Yeah.
Go get hot in TNA, bro. Go get hot in TNA.
Yeah, I gotta agree with pretty much almost everything that DT is saying. I was very. When her contract first came up a year ago or less than a year ago, when we talked about it, I was on the episode please stay there. Please stay where your boss listens to you, because you made such a big thing about that. But
that is funny.
But to be realistic about it, it's not only what DT just said, but it's also my heart says that they're going to have her do something, but what are they going to have her do? Because she can't wrestle, at least not in their system. There was a reason why she left, because she was never going to get cleared. The few matches that we seen her do in AEW, you could see a lot. It was to the point where some of the matches looked a little goofy because they had to protect her so much because there's so many different moves that she just can't take for the safety of her health. So what are you going to do? Like, because we got Nick Aldis, amazing GM. We got Adam Pearce, amazing GM. We got Ava. She's okay, but I don't think she's going to be replaced. So then the next option is, all right, if you can't be a GM, then you got to be a manager, which sure, if that's what she wants to do, and that
doesn't really
work.
exist in WWE. We don't really have a lot of managers in WWE anyway.
No, we don't. So it's like, so again, it's like, what are we gonna do? You know, so I'm having a hard time seeing her as a talent as far as being in the ring, because again, like, they never cleared her in the first place. So I don't imagine her being cleared. If they cleared her and I'm like, all right, cool, we'll treat you like Brock Lesnar or Roman, and you wrestle like 3 times a year, but this is literally just because of your safety, then I guess we can make it work, because she is good on the mic. She is a personality. She has the cachet. She has the stock. But
does she though?
I mean, as far as people in the sense where it's like, they'll just welcome her back because it's Paige or whatever, you know, it's Saraya. But again, I got to go with what you exactly. Yeah. That's what I got to go with what you were saying. It's like, you got all these other investments, and yes, it is cool to bring other talent, like older talent back, like what they did with Edge, what they did with CM Punk, but they could actually work. Saraya, I don't see actually having a match. So yeah, what are you gonna do with her? To me, it would just be a waste of time. Just have her show up to a random Raw in the stands, like what they had with Nikki Bella or whatever. You know, the next Netflix premiere. And
are you saying put her on a Legends deal? Are you?
Yes.
Bro, listen.
It's either that or be a manager, because you're not replacing Pierce and you're not replacing Aldis. I'm sorry.
He wasn't put her on a Legends deal. What?
I just want to state for the record, right? We just got Charlotte back. We're still waiting on Kairi Sane, Asuka. There's somebody else I can't think of now. Becky Lynch. Whenever Becky Lynch decides, as much as I talk shit about like her voice, whenever Becky Lynch decides to come back, she's immediately going back to the top. Like the moment the man's music pops, it's a wrap. Like we just saw y'all call them the EDM girls, but we just saw KC Squared for the first time in 3 months.
Just December.
This week. Yeah, like what? Like there's your WWE champion, women's champion, just got shooken up a little bit last week on a side-by-side. Like, you still have, and she's an awesome talent, but you still have more people to develop. You still have more women to bring into different storylines that don't even require a belt. Like, we're still waiting on 2/3 of PFC to come back. Like, no is the short answer. I'm out.
And that's not including the Julia, the Stephanie Vakir, the Jordan Grace,
and they're in NXT.
Roxanne,
metaphor,
Parker,
like,
you know, like yes, like so.
Gigi Dolan, like there's people coming.
So it's like, unless she's going to be a manager, like she would be a good manager for the group that Gigi, Shotzi, and Tatum Paxley are in. I can't think of their name. Powerpuff Girl-ish, Chemical X, or something like that.
Yeah.
She would be a great manager for that. She would fit in that. But it's like, that's it, dude. It's like, yeah, to me, it's like either you're a manager or you're on a Legends deal. We see you every Mania and maybe SummerSlam, and keep it that.
Or if she really want to be in the ring that bad, she can ref. Jessica's about to start wrestling.
Wow. If we got Legends deals and you could be a ref, y'all niggas is disrespectful.
Or become a commentator.
Yeah,
there's really not much she can do.
She could run around like Renee on AEW.
Oh, be an interviewer.
Yeah.
I like
but
Jackie
do it on NXT.
And Kathy.
No, do it on NXT. I didn't say replace them. Do it on NXT.
I think they have a girl for that. Or man, I don't know, whichever one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
all right, moving right along.
Can she produce?
I'm
she
sure
probably could.
I'm sure.
She probably could.
But TJ Wilson, he be producing.
TJ got the women. TJ got the women on lock right now. I ain't gonna hold you.
And then Natty too in the background. Like, I mean,
yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she can help out in the dungeon on off days or something.
Put her in the Secret Harvest.
No. For what? To do what?
She could be the shadow president. She could be the Elon.
That's crazy.
She can't talk. Y'all saying she can talk, so maybe
she can talk.
That's
she
crazy.
could be the
Elon. Keeping it AEW. We see that Mina signs with AEW. She just left her Stardom deal, finished all her dates and whatnot. She is going to go back to AEW.
I don't think she officially signed yet. Like, she hasn't gotten the graphic, but she said she's going to AEW. Like, that's what
she put it. She put it out herself.
Yeah, no, it's official. It's officially unofficial, but it's official as fuck.
I want to take this time to thank Mercedes Moné for continuing to elevate women's global wrestling. Because without Moné, she would have never went to AEW. So
I'm pretty sure she's following Mariah. Oh, well, speaking of that, quick segue, because it's related. Apparently, Mariah May is in her contract year.
Yep.
Now,
and
she need to also stay.
I don't.
I think she'd be good either wherever she go. I think she'd be good at wherever she go. Because right now it looks like she's going to be on Camp Collision, if that. We haven't seen her since the match. I don't think since Hollywood.
Oh, is that where he put people that's on their way out?
No.
So they don't.
It was a
joke. It was a joke.
It's where he puts people who he doesn't want to put on Wednesday, and if he doesn't want to see you at all, then he'll put you on ROH.
Sing you on.
Don't believe in people. That's also a lie.
No, what I was gonna say was I think TK would be stupid to let Mariah May go. So he need to go ahead and, like the horrible Dallas Cowboys do, invest in their own talent. So pay up, nigga.
Yeah, he gonna pay.
I mean, he'll pay. It's just like, are you going to use them? And like from the wrestlers' POVs. If I've been there for 4 years and my year is coming up, not saying that Mariah's been there for 4 years, she hasn't. But if I'm watching how my boss is moving with some of these talents, and you want to get better, do you want to stay and do like a Daniel Garcia, or do you want to try to get better on some Jade Cargill? And that's not a shot to either one of those talents, but it's like,
I don't know if you can say Jade.
I'm seeing how he's doing some of the women though, like fucking like again, we haven't seen her since the match. Where is she at?
That was a brutal match. She almost died. Both of them.
We've seen Tony every single week. Granted, she's the champion. We should see her, but that doesn't mean we can't see Mariah.
I mean, I hope she's getting some time off. Mariah been working just as long as Tony has, and Tony had her break. You know, it just makes sense that like we now alternate you to have like some kind of like vacation time or whatever.
It makes sense in our heads, but based off of the history, usually when this happens, we don't really see them.
Yeah,
and if we do see them, it's very, very scarce. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get into.
No, I get it because like when Jack lost his belt, we ain't seen Jack since whenever last time I seen Jack. So I get what you mean. Where like champions lose, they disappear. I know. I get it. I get it.
Do you think they disappear because it's a contract and he wants to shelf them to lower the stock?
I think there's a couple people like, I think yes and no. I think it depends on the talent. Like Jack Perry and the Bucks, I think they just don't want to work. Otherwise, they'd be here. There's no reason for them not to be here.
What do they be doing?
I don't think that's the case either, though. I think that you already have storylines and stuff already planned out and mapped out. You can't just jump yourself back into like certain situations. Like you can't.
But yeah,
if we have 8-week, 12-week programs, like you can't just inject yourself in it. We have to wait till those 12-week programs kind of like expire and then create new ones for you.
Right.
When they start doing that at AEW,
we're also talking about a show or a particular promotion that likes to have random matches. So
for sure,
why can't the EVPs show up on a Collision to maybe boost a number and just have a random match and elevate talent?
Well, you wouldn't want the EVPs to have a random match. You want them to be involved in something. I do get the idea of like, hey, we're just wrestling, right? It's just a random match on Wednesday. We're just wrestling. But for the EVPs, it's kind of like, there's gonna be ties between them and Kenny. There's ties between Okada. Like they're gonna pop out and be like involved in something. Jack, I don't know, but the Bucks, I kind of understand.
Honestly, for me, it's worse for the Bucks because you guys are supposed to be bosses, and it seems like you're kind of ditching your job. Like we'll talk about it, but we just saw Kenny Omega fight Vanilla Baby. You tell me the Bucks can't put on a tag team match? They can still win. Like they ain't got a job, but you can still win. Like we got Blake Christensen on fucking main TV. No, anyway, I don't want to get into a tangent.
Hey, yeah. Vanilla Baby kind of dope.
He has moves, but it's
kind of cool. It's kind of cool, man. We're gonna get out of here real quick though. Finish up the news real quick. Brian Cage suffers an injury. You know, thoughts and prayers to Brian Cage. It seems like it derailed their program with the Hurt Syndicate. Syndicate. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to Brian Cage. Heal up. And WrestleMania After Dark is the last piece of news here. And WrestleMania After Dark, people, is after parties happen during the week of WrestleMania on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. Every day is going to have a different like musician or DJ or at this producer with certain WWE talent. So it looks like the 17th is Valentino Khan, Charlotte Flair, Rey Mysterio, and Bianca. On the 18th is Metro Boomin, Liv Morgan, Braun Breaker. On the 19th, it's MGK and the Usos. And on WrestleMania Sunday, it looks like it's going to be Gronk, Flo Rida with Tiffany Stratton and Damian Priest. They turn this into a big like spectacle as far as like, WrestleMania is a huge week, of course. What you got, DT?
When you said Gronk, you talking about Rob Gronkowski, the tight end?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, them niggas about to be in there turned the fuck up.
Yeah, 87, baby.
him and Damian Priest, they finna be arm pumping like a... That nigga Gronk might jump off something. He might jump.
He
I
just
guarantee
might.
You gonna see him do something. He gonna have the headline coming out of WrestleMania. Bet it.
Definitely. It's funny to me because I'm like, they're gonna charge to get in this joint, right? And we ain't see the prices of nothing, but you can only assume that Mania tickets are high. They got the roast, which is gonna be high. You got the after party, which is like you have to buy into that too. The signings came out. We didn't talk about the signings, but the signings list of where like it was like $300 to go see Bianca or take photos of Bianca. It was like $600 for like combos of WWE talent. It's a very expensive week. Very expensive week for Mania. Yeah. One would think niggas is moving like they ain't dead. Like they're trying to pay off some debts. This is a very high price shit going on. And you need a lot of fucking money coming in.
See, the
what
way
that about TKO?
The way that I'm looking at it is just like this is them testing the waters on how far how much of this cow can we milk? Which is what I also feel about what they're doing with Vegas, because it's like they just added this stuff. They added the roast the other week or whatever. Like they're trying to milk every single ounce of what they can out of Vegas, which makes sense. It's fucking Vegas. It makes sense. And we were talking off air, like this particular after party announcement. Granted, they haven't shown any prices. There's a small chance it might not be. It might be first come first serve. You get that little card on the strip from Homegirl in the lingerie. Don't take pictures with them, y'all. By the way, you will get charged $25. But there's a chance it could be first come first serve, or it might be 20. Like I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully, it's not John Cena dinner prices. Because
I forgot about that too. John Cena dinner prices. Shit's insane, bro. They tripping. They hella tripping, bro.
I think this after party is a good idea, though, in the sense of as far as getting promotion out, as far as seeing talent, possibly running into talent. I ran when they did Vegas with SummerSlam years ago. I ran into two talents. This is an easy time for people to like just be walking the strip and maybe run into a star. So that's really cool. But yeah, no, that was it. I guess that was my talking.
Them niggas could have said, "Hey, $100, you can take your spear from Braun Breaker." Millions, right then and there,
nigga. Millions? What? You saying pay $100 to get 1 million views?
No, you don't think that they make a mill off of people taking spears? There'll be plenty of niggas willing to take a spear from Braun Breaker just to say that they did it. It's like the chop thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yes. But you got that's a whole bunch of waivers you gotta sign though. That's-
You gonna have internal bleeding, bruised ribs. Niggas ain't gonna be able to go to work for a week. Then you talking about a babysitter. Then you can't eat. Like it's a whole. Nah, I'm cool.
God forbid your head bounces, the back of your cerebellum is shaking. I'm good, bro.
Would you rather take before we start the show? Would you rather take a Braun Breaker spear or a South of Heaven from Damian Priest?
I'll take it South of Heaven.
Yeah, I take it.
All you gotta do is tuck your chin and put your arms out and make sure you slap your palms on the mat.
Oh no, right. Nigga. We saw the way Dom took the South of Heaven. Dom's South of Heaven was.
Yeah, but Dom took it like a professional. He know how to.
He's
bump.
A worker. Yeah. But yeah, Braun is too fast. Like he beat Lamar Jackson in a race. I'm not taking the spear from that nigga, bro.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem. If you blink at the wrong time, you'll miss him and you won't be able to brace. Like that's what I worry about. I worry about blinking at the wrong time and his damn.
It's over. It's done.
His shoulder and
he's on the ground.
And I'm just fucking. Yeah, I'm like what the. Like
I think that's what happened to. Yeah, I want to say that's what happened to ISHO Speed during the Rumble, but he turned around maybe a millisecond. It was on time, but it was honestly kind of late because he didn't get a real chance to really brace for that. He turned around and bow. Well, that might have been loud on the mic, but South of Heaven, you can brace for it. It's 1, 2, 3, jump, tuck your chin.
You know it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuck your chin, keep your arms out flat. You'll be all right. It's gonna hurt, but it ain't gonna hurt as bad. Like you'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into Raw real quick. Well, actually, not real quick. Got a couple bits to talk about here. John Cena opens the show here. He lets off a pretty lengthy promo, I might add, but we'll go through it real quick. He says, we love to rewatch a meme of the poor defenseless kid, kind of talking about last week in Brussels, where the little kid that was, you look like an idiot. Wear my shirt, and he was like, "Damn, bro, I'm your biggest fan." He says he destroyed a little kid, and he doesn't need to single anyone out because we're already horrible people. Tonight we get to find out how he makes us pay for the abuse he put us through. For 20 years, he's put up with our noise and didn't waste the time being mean. He paid attention. He brings up the April 2005 where he talks about, his greatest idea was a sprinter championship and how we ate him alive. We said he made a mockery of the title and all the negative comments that came out about that title and whatnot. And I just want to think, did we hate the sprinter title? Like, did y'all hate it?
Yes. Not. I was going to say, not most of the black fans. No, majority of the black fans did not hate it.
I hated Edge's version with the R. That I did not like. But that was also in character for Edge and, whatever. But I didn't really like it.
Because it was during the time. It was around, when it first debuted, because it started with the U.S. title. That was around the time where you had niggas or people on the radio, rappers, talking about spinners. That's why I'm saying, most of the black fans, at least during that time period, they weren't, unless they were actual, professional wrestlers, like a Booker T or something, no, they were shit on it, because that was honestly the smallest form of representation that we could get, besides him rapping or whatever, but it's no, this, that's what Tony Ayo and Gene were literally just talking about, and, he has a spinner title, So I can't speak for all the black population or nothing like that. I'm not Jesse, but yeah, I don't think niggas hated it.
I didn't hate it, but it wasn't as cool as the World Heavyweight. That's where it was number 2 to me. Big Gold was that was it. Gold. Big Gold is fire, bro.
Yeah.
So I always wanted that belt in particular, but I didn't really mind the spinner belt. It just, it's whatever. But yeah, he talks about how the negative connotation with the spinner belt. how the championship is a symbol of symbol of the center of all of this, and the toy belt he made disrespected tradition and legacy. It kind of ultimately like summarizes. He's basically saying that like because of how we feel about it, he's going to take it away from us. He's going to get it at WrestleMania and take it away from the fans. You'll never see it again because it's what we care about the most. And he's going to take it and break Ric Flair's record and never defend it, XYZ. Ultimately, Cody ends up coming out, and he points out that if you want to be that, and you can't just steal the belt, you got to like take it from me. Cody's basically kind of like pushing him forward or egging him on and whatnot, and it ultimately ends up with it looks like they're going to fight. They don't fight. Cena walks off, and Cody's sitting there riled up. I do like this variation of Cody that we're getting. I've said it before, but this whole aggressive Cody, this whole like I'm not taking nobody's shit Cody, I like it. But I think this is also going to be the point where Cody does lose because he's going to lose control. I think right now we have a Cody who's just all about like rage and action and proving his point and like getting ready to defend the belt and whatnot. But I think that's going to be his demise, is that he's going to go too far and lose focus on what he's actually supposed to be, which is, of course, the All-American or American Nightmare WWE champion. How do we feel about the promo? How do we feel about John Cena possibly winning? What are you guys taking from this?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I again liked this promo this week. I like that this is the second week that Cena is talking to the fans. Like him and like even though Cody has come out the last 2 weeks, they technically looked, they kind of had a face to face. All of Cena's gripes right now are still just towards the fans. Like he hasn't even started spitting towards Cody about why he's inferior or whatever the case is. It's strictly about the fans. And I like the line, "I'm going to ruin wrestling for you." That particular line, though, when he says, "I'm going to ruin wrestling for you," and so you forget about Ric Flair, that particular line makes me feel like he's not going to win, at least not at Mania, but he might win later. I don't know. But I liked when Cody came out as well. I also like Cody's aggression. I feel like he's always had it, but that's a different conversation that we've already had multiple times on the show with all three of us. I don't know, man. I like what's going on. It's a slow burn, and it makes me feel like Mania is not going to be the end game version of it. It might continue. I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of into it. I'm into what's going on right now, and I also like that Cody ever since the attack at Elimination Chamber, he's been ending his promos. Pretty much almost every single promo he's been ending with a John Cena mannerism or catchline or catchphrase or whatever. They're like this isn't a crock pot, and we need to figure out why. My question is, after DT answers, my question to you guys is, why do you think that they haven't mentioned The Rock or Travis Scott since Elimination Chamber? Like, obviously the announcers have, or the commentators have, the video packages have, but as far as the promos go, Cody nor Cena has talked about any of the shit that necessarily super went down at Elimination Chamber. And I think that's also a red herring. That's something that's going on. So which makes me even more curious with it.
I like the promo. I do like that he said he's going to ruin wrestling. He should win at WrestleMania. Before, like, I think it was last week or week before, but I stated that I need to see this championship move around more, like hot potato more between wrestlers, because it's diminishing. Like, holding a belt for a year, that should be a thing. Like, that's a thing. But if everyone is doing it, or if the next person that does it, if it's only a sign of who's in control of the company from a fiscal standpoint, I think then it it dilutes the storylines of wrestling. So I do think Cody should lose at WrestleMania. I have no problem if he lost it 2 more times this year and got it back and became a 3-time WWE Undisputed Champion or whatever the case. But I like him saying, I'm going to take the belt away. You're never going to see it again, which we know that's not the case because he's going to continue to wrestle the rest of this year. But then it leads me to think, are they going to reintroduce another belt? Which I doubt it, but there's a chance that they could. As far as why they haven't mentioned The Rock or Travis Scott, I actually do not know. Like, normally I would have something, but I don't know. It could just be because, again, The Rock is not doing anything at WrestleMania. And obviously, Travis Scott ain't going to be near a wrestler after the shit he pulled at Elimination Chamber. So, I don't know. This is the short answer to that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with DT as well, to where, like, I think it's just a safe play. Because if you mention The Rock, people are going to be looking for The Rock to show up. If you mention Travis Scott, you're going to be looking for them to show up at some point in time. And I think they kind of like to lean on the surprise element. Do I think we'll see them by Mania or at Mania? Absolutely. But as far as, like, not mentioning in promos, I don't know. I think the same way that he's only talking to the fans right now is the same way that you just don't mention what happened at Elimination Chamber. It feels a little odd to do that, but I get it, because now it kind of seems like the story with John and Cody is not necessarily about Cody, but more so about his hatred for the role that he played within the business, right? It's kind of crazy. And it actually, to be honest, kind of mirrors real life in a way. Like, imagine, like, somebody works at, a warehouse for 20 years and got this retirement, right? You plan this big party, and let's just say John, the warehouse worker, comes on like, man, I actually hated this place. I hate you. You was cool. But, like, it makes sense in that way. You gave your heart and soul to this place, and at the last day you realize that, was it all fucking worth it? Like, no. I should have left a long time ago. I should have left 5 years before. Mm-hmm. And now this is John Cena's version, just letting us know how he feels. This is the bitter worker, kind of like, yeah, I did all this stuff, and it wasn't great in the moment for me, but I was a team player.
And y'all
you hate all my ideas. Me. Exactly. Which you can expand on a little bit more in, like, promos or whatnot, and it makes it a little bit more interesting to me. But yeah, as far as, like, your original question, I have no idea why he's not mentioning The Rock or Cody. Yeah, I got nothing. I have nothing for you, man. We get a tag team match later on or after this where 8-Town Down Under versus main event Jey Uso and his mystery partner, and Big Jim pops out, and we get the Usos reuniting. I don't know why that went over my head. As much as we've been joking on, like, he's a tag team guy, it never dawned on me that, like, it was going to be Big Jim. I was like, oh, okay, we're probably going to get, I don't know, Cody in LA Knight or whatever. I have no idea who I was expecting, but Big Jim was not on that list. So when I seen them, I was like, oh, this is actual pop for me. It's the Usos. And boy, oh boy, did I miss the Usos. They looked like they didn't miss a step. It was fresh to see. It was like, just the energy was better. The fucking pop-up assisted Samoan drop was fire. Like, yeah, it made me realize that
pop-up spear, we got another
one. Like, it's like, it just made me realize, man, my nigga, you is a tag team guy.
This is where you cut the promo.
They be telling me, man, I'm just a tag team guy. I can't do it, Oos. I can't do it by myself. Hey, I always gotta have my twin with me.
Get them tag team belts immediately, nigga.
I felt it was the same thing for me. I was like, damn, I wonder who Jay gonna tag with, because I'm thinking, I'm like, who's on the Raw roster that's not doing that, and that it would just be cool if they popped up. And then Jimmy came out, I said, "Damn, I feel like a dumbass." Because how did I
A
not see
dork,
this?
nigga. I felt so stupid.
It's right in front of my face. Like, what do you like? Duh. Like, who else is he gonna tag with? Like, what the fuck? Like, so yeah, no, it was extremely dope to see Jimmy in there. Yeah, man, I too was like, damn, I forgot how cold the Usos were together. But still got to see Jim get that belt. So, or not Jim, but Jay.
All right, so I agree with both y'all. It was great, sentimental, yada yada. Let's talk about what this means. Because all right, so after the match, we see Jay trip as he had a kill shot for the spear. That was on purpose this time.
Yes.
So they are adding what happened last week to make it a story, which I think is amazing. Let me finish.
Good recovery. Good recovery.
I wouldn't even say it's a recovery. I would just say it's like, all right, let's just add another element to this story now, because like people just keep hating on him no matter what he does. All right, let's add another element, and it's like, all right, now your confidence is shaken after what happened last week, and after you being choked out for 4 weeks in a row, or whatever the hell. Confidence is shaky. Yada yada. You try to go for the spear, you trip, you get caught up. Then fast forward, like Jimmy's trying to. Okay.
Don't
skip
to that part yet.
Okay.
Because you skipping let that breathe. Let that breathe. We're gonna come right back to it because it's right after two things that happen.
Okay, fine.
And I do have something I want to add to that. And I think I know where you might be going, and it's probably where I'm going to. But
all right,
let's just.
Well, then I'm done talking. Then I thought the match was good. I thought the match was good. I like that they're adding another layer to it. They're adding something that this regime does, or that they've been doing, that they'll try to add some real shit to it enough to where it can kind of blur the lines a little bit. And like Jay made that trip look real. It looked like a real trip. He played that shit off really well.
The whole IWC was like, "Oh my god, see, bro,
this is why he's not
ready, bro. He ain't ready, bro." And
Punk should have won the Rumble. This is exactly why.
This is stupid. And yeah, I even tweeted or put on Blue Sky. I was like, that. He's never missed a spear. Like I'm pretty sure that's got to be storyline. But
it definitely was. But yeah, no, that was it. And then we can get to the part afterwards. But I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I'm not the doom and gloom on the internet, and granted, none of us have been, and we've all been trying our best to like not play into this doom and gloom shit. But it seems like the IWC cannot be happy with a single goddamn thing that's happened on either one of these shows, and it's just it's to the point where engagement, at least on Twitter, engagement is just like, ugh. Like I haven't been on Blue Sky in a minute because I didn't get to watch live this week. But yeah, like as far as Twitter goes, like IWC has been nothing but toxic and just a fucking eye roll. And then people will like, we want Triple H to listen to us, and it's like, what part is he supposed to listen to? Everyone's complaining about every single goddamn thing.
Yep.
Every build, every feud literally has a complaint.
There's a saying in sports.
Go ahead, my fault.
Sorry. There's a saying in sports that if you a coach and you listen to the fans, you'll be in the stands with the fans. So like sometimes people just need to shut the fuck up and sit back and watch the show. I
think two things can be true. I think that you could be healthy criticism is fair, right? I think if you complain, like, Punk should have won just because it's your favorite guy, it's like that didn't really fit the story of anything anyway. Like, yes, we could have made it work to where Punk could have fought Cody or whatever, but it's like, we had 12 months of building something before Punk got like active. Let's just finish this one out. I will say that it's fucked up, but comparatively to like last year's WrestleMania season, they don't have the same feeling at all. I think, going into like, the whole Roman versus Cody thing, the energy was up and you're anticipating a lot right now. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you expect a certain level of energy to happen. And everything right now is a slow build. but their big moments are just slowly building. And, you know, maybe you just don't have the patience for it. I know I don't at times. I'm just one of those viewers that like, yo, I'm ready for the action to happen immediately. So, and even then with that, I'll miss out on detailed moments because I'm so impatient with everything. But two things can be true, right? You can be constructively criticized and you can also be, you know, full of shit. Because there are moments where Triple H does listen to the fans and like, you know, we saw that Cody got the belt, right? That was a moment where he listened to the fans. Now, did that derail Roman and the bloodline? Possibly. Did we see people come out and say that, oh, hey, maybe Cody should just win it back at the Garden, right? Maybe that's what should happen. But why don't we just have Roman carry it to the Garden? You know,
if that was the case, then Cody shouldn't have won the Rumble. Like with that particular instance,
he wouldn't have if somebody didn't tear their tricep. They talked about it a bunch of times, and we don't have to revisit it. We're not going to revisit it. It just is. And he tried, like, if you watched his eyes when he said what he said, like he was trying to spark another debate. We're not going to debate about something that happened last year.
I'm not trying to debate.
No, it's not a debate. I don't want you to debate with Hero. Like, that's not what it was. I just wanted to get your true intentions, your true feelings on it. Because I have been seeing a lot of people bring that up. It wasn't just the Bully Ray clip.
I think, based off what you just said, I think that as far as last year goes, we're looking through it with rose-tinted glasses because there was a lot of confusion for the longest time until we got that Bloodline PowerPoint show, and then we finally got Cody saying like, "Nah, I want the match," and then like it's set up for that tag team. Like we still didn't know what the hell was going on with that. We didn't know about Becky and Rhea yet at that time. Like, I feel like, obviously, the more technology grows, the more shit gets expanded, the less patience we have, the more everyone's ADD kicks in and shit. But like this time last year, a lot of people were still really confused on what was going on. So it's one of those things, again, I feel like, what have you done for me lately? But honestly, this build is not any less worse than what happened last year. Like a lot of matches last year did not come into fruition until like way later than it should have. It's very similar to what's going on right now. So I'm gonna say that it's kind of one of those it's based, and I say it's rose-tinted vision because of how well WrestleMania 40 ended up panning out. It ended up panning out really fucking good with multiple matches that were fire. Io Bailey, Sammy Gunther, the tag match, and then the final match at the night 2. Like, it ended up panning really good, but there was a lot of confusion and a lot of upset last year also. But based off of how good it ended up being, people are just forgetting that for whatever reason. But there was a lot of fucking confusion. We were discussing multiple times, like, okay, so if he's giving his shit to The Rock, what is Cody doing? Like, what is going on here? Well, we have the Seth injury after, like, out of nowhere. We didn't know what was going on with Drew. Like, there was a lot of shit that was happening last year also. But since last year was good, it's all fine. This year's show, I think it's going to be exact same. We're going to get a bunch of banger matches, and then everyone's going to be like, maybe it was really good. What was I talking about during fucking late February, early March? I think it's going to be exact same fucking thing. Honestly.
Do you think that you could have overachieved a little bit? Like, do you think that them doing that show last year, and even before that with the Hollywood show, do you think that, like, because those two were connected and the main events were tied to them, like, do you think you got too close to the sun of, like, perfection in a way? And I don't believe that, but I just think that people look at it like that because that was the big moment. That's when everybody started tuning back into wrestling. That last year was heavy to get people back into it. And to not have, like, that moment of, the crowd wanting Cody to finish the story. Like, we saw, it was hashtag finish the story, like, everywhere, bro. Like,
it was part of the video
we don't
game
have
that
those
released that year. Really, it was part of everything. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. We don't have, like, that particular moment this year per se. We have Jey in the main event right now. You do have Cena versus Cody, but, like, you don't have that feeling of attachment to anything, at least for the main title pictures.
That's the thing. I think people do have attachment. I think it's just one of those, what have you done for me? Like, to me, it's very similar to what happened with the MCU. Like, if WrestleMania 40 was in game, everything since then has been like, why am I watching this Hawkeye show? Why am I watching She-Hulk? Like, where's this at? Where's Multiverse of Madness was okay, but like Quantumania sucked. Like, to me, it's very reminiscent of what's going on with MCU, where it's like everyone
That's
wants.
fair.
It's fair to it's fair to an extent, because we, like, when we got Infinity War in MCU, that was 10 years of buildup. Like with the Cody thing, that was last year's Cody win, that was 2 years of buildup, because it started when he first returned at Mania 38. And then we didn't get the payoff from Mania 38 until Mania 40. So it's like it's one of those things, and I'll sound like a broken record. Take a shot if you're playing the drinking game right now. Some things you just gotta let it play out, and just be okay. Like you got 3 of the biggest male stars in a triple threat, and people are acting like we don't know what's going on. What's the story between Seth Roman and Punk? Like,
but that hasn't been told though either though,
it has. It's been told since Punk arrived back. When Punk came back last November, you saw the disdain between him and Seth. You saw the disdain between, right? But then you fast forward, you saw that like when he had interactions with Paul Heyman during WrestleMania 39 or 40 season. You saw those weird ass you saw those weird ass interactions, like it. I don't know.
But when he says you two never beat me without one another, it's like, when the fuck did that happen? When was that a thing? And that's a Shield reference, and everything between Seth and Roman have been Shield reference. But it's like, when the fuck did Punk get into us? And you got to go back in history and realize that the Shield was kind of built to be one of Punk's factions and groups. And when Punk's saying like, neither one of you guys would have a job if it wasn't for me, once again, you got to go back 12, 13 years to kind of like look at, what the Shield was for and who it was originally for. Like, those are stories that are not being told to the modern viewer today, right? That's something that
but they're
like,
also
it's
super
not
accessible. Like, and you're not wrong. And I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like, it's the same. It's to me, it's the same coin where you see a random Joshi wrestler on AEW.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just like, go to YouTube. But YouTube, you can go to Peacock and see the entire history.
Yeah, but that's the exact same process where we're like, oh, well, you can just go watch a New Japan show and go figure out the history from there, right? But coming from the world of the production mecca of sports entertainment, you don't want to do that. You just give me the information up front. I shouldn't have to go back and dive in it, because we're not the alternative. You guys are the premier production television setup for wrestling or sports entertainment. Show me the clips.
They have video packages. They do the video pack. That's why they have video packages.
No, that's for sure.
They actually.
I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying. It's just more so like there is something that's being told here that the common fan does not know, and for that to be the main event, triple threat is the main event of night one. You have to give the fans more context, especially these casual news celebrity fans, these new Netflix people who are watching and whatnot, because they just see Roman and Seth and Punk and like, that's good for them. But when Punk's saying something that kind of goes back 13 years, you're like, okay, this is a little confusing, but I'm gonna just ride with it. Like, it's okay to go back and do the history, but at the same time, for WWE, I don't think I should have to, right? DT, I don't want to go too deep, but you got anything to add before we shake out of here? My bad.
The problem is the scheduling. I don't think it has anything to do with who's involved. I don't think it has anything to do with there not being enough stories told. WrestleMania is happening almost a month later than it did last year. That's what the issue is. And so when people say this build is atrocious or it's slow or it's because last year it was on the 6th and the 7th, which was the first week of April, which if you look at it would technically be in a week and a half from now. Whereas this year it is on the 26th and the 27th. And we started WrestleMania season in February 2nd, which was the Royal Rumble. So it has been almost 3 months where people are like, okay, it's WrestleMania season. Like, I think people are just too, they're too antsy. They're too anxious. They're ready for the shit to happen right now. Like, knowing that if you know the WrestleMania dates and you know when quote unquote WrestleMania season started, a lot of this shit has to be slow built because you don't want to burn out the stories that need to cap out at the end of the year, which the end of the year would be WrestleMania. That's the Super Bowl. That's the end of the season. So that's the issue. And I think people are choosing to be obtuse and not aware to the fact that is the timeline. So people just gotta sit the fuck back, relax. They're telling, like, again, are we gonna see John Cena again in the next 30 days? I can't remember. That's
I really don't know.
I think we see him Monday, and then he might be off for a bit. I'm not sure, but I think we see him one more time.
Even if he's off for a bit, there's no way in my mind that he's not going to have a pop-up surprise appearance closer to WrestleMania. Like, it makes sense that they did most of his dates have been on the Euro tour because he was filming the movie not too far away. So it's easy for him to get up and come down and be in that area and bounce between the 4 cities that are all really close together. So people just got to relax a little bit. Let them do what they're doing. It's just pushed back a month. That's literally what happened. The timeline for everything just got pushed back a month. Plus, you don't have The Rock involved. Last year was really exciting because The Rock was involved regardless of the fact of how it ended up changing into something else. Just the fact that he came back, people responded in the way that he did, then they switched. He became a bad guy. It was something we hadn't seen. He then went on and did all these super electrifying, I can't believe I just said it, the electrifying things. He did the song about Cody Rhodes' mom. He beat the shit out of Cody one week. Him and Roman put belts to ass literally on Seth and Cody. Like, there was a lot of violence that happened quickly and a lot of things that were entertaining about the storyline. And then it culminated a week or a month earlier last year than it is going to this year. So those are the two formulas. That's what people are pissed about. They're just expressing it in a way that they don't understand.
Yeah, I think you hit that pretty accurately. Yeah. Getting out of that, we got the.
This is the topic I've been waiting on. You better put some respect on it too.
We get the El Grande Americano hype reel. That's racist. Don't do that. The masked luchador, who's definitely not Chad Gable, has a promo.
He's not.
And he's back there or whatever. It's Rey Mysterio, I believe. Dragon Lee is watching this promo of Americano Grande.
Whoa! El Grande Americano.
El Grande Americano for
right.
$7.99 and give me a lemon bar or lemon loaf with it. He
And
does the promo where he's in Mexico. He's the greatest luchador coming out of Mexico and whatnot. And they throw in the whole the Gulf of America tie-in. And
right, that's where he's from. Yep, holding it down.
Yeah.
Listen, look, see, here. This is your problem.
Yeah. Jay, are you done talking? Because I need.
You know what? I'm a go ahead, DT. Go cook. I'm gonna mute up. ISO ball. Go ahead.
Listen, this is something I need y'all to understand.
There's no y'all.
El Grande Americano.
The medium Americano.
La mujer es la mejor lucha libre del mundo. Okay, he is the best lucha libre in the world. Mm-hmm. That's first and foremost. Okay, as a matter of fact, I did some research. So he was in Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. He was in CMLL.
Facts.
And what's crazy is that some of his earliest wrestling predates Conan, it predates Pentagon, it predates El Santo, La Parca, Eddie Guerrero, it predates fucking El Generico. Like, what I need you to understand.
Wait, are you sure it's not his family? Because he has a deep family tree. They did mention his family tree.
No. Lucha Libre exists because of El Grande Americano. As a matter of fact, he discovered it. Like, there wasn't like. The same way Christopher Columbus discovered America is how El Grande Americano discovered Lucha Libre. He combined athleticism
Mm-hmm.
He combines superpowers. That's why the mask is there in the first place. Because we can't really know how old he is. We have to understand that this is someone who predates all wrestling. And I think it's great that we finally get to see one of the forefathers of wrestling come back and give back to the culture. This is amazing. So shout out to El Grande Americano, the best lucha libre of all time. You know what I'm saying? Hands down. And gracias! That's it. I just had to get my shit off.
Yeah, I have to agree with DT here. Granted, he is aging him a little bit because there was a video AI made. Honestly, that should be the most part. That should be the part that people should be the most upset about. Is that little video package was AI made? But the part that they should be happy with is that the people that made that AI video are also probably the same people that are making all the same graphics for all the other PLEs and whatnot. So no one lost their job or anything, but they did still kind of kill the environment a little bit. But, you know, hey, people still listen to Taylor Swift and she rides a private jet all the time. So it is what it is. But El Grande Americano was the first luchador I remember seeing right before Rey Mysterio. Right before Rey Mysterio showed up to SmackDown and he jumped out from the fucking floor. I remember El Grande Americano out there representing for America.
Mi gente. Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
When it was okay to be proud of this great, amazing country. When it was okay to be proud. Now it's not so okay. But like we used to not be as hated as much. We were still hated. You know. Yeah, we were still hated. You know, we made French toast into freedom toast. Rightfully so, because the French didn't do nothing for us. Yeah, never have.
That's what. Yep. I need all that.
Yep. Yeah, Russia.
That's it right there.
No, that was my cue. Come on, y'all saw Russia.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Hero. That's exactly what needs to happen during that that fucking segment. Yeah, the universe is back on my side. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. The universe is here because they tired of that bullshit audio. That's going on.
Stop.
Freedom fries.
What's going on? So he don't even know what's happening right now. Hero, he was trolling you because your audio was fucking up. So that's why. So that's he said. Yeah, the universe is back on his side now.
The universe is back on my side. Y'all wanna sit here and troll me and got me on. You know what? Fuck both of y'all. All right, I gotta sit here and listen to this long history of you disrespecting CMLL and Lucha Underground and shit. What you think this is?
Bro.
We never said you was
there.
What you think this is? What you y'all got me fucked up in here.
You didn't see that sepia tone picture with the person with the 6 fingers?
He definitely has 6 fingers.
Yeah, because it's AI. You didn't see that picture to prove that historical facts are on our side? That we had an American luchador before there was an El Generico, who's really Canadian, by the way. We're not friends with him anymore. Thanks, Drake.
Because that's why.
So that's why it's definitely Drake's fault. That's crazy.
It's definitely Drake's fault.
Look. I understand the comedic tone that they're going for, right? I understand that it's very mid 2000s. Everybody's saying South Park. You guys wouldn't be able to handle this area or whatnot.
Mm-hmm,
I get it. I love Rush Hour. Is Rush Hour racist as fuck? Absolutely.
Oh, on the rewatch? I was like, oh my God, I was laughing at
that. Look. Grande's not racist yet. Until he comes out with a sombrero and he says, oh, my favorite food is tacos and burritos or some shit. He is not racist yet. He is
that nigga's from the Gulf of America.
Which is not a real place.
Not a real place. But it's only pushed by certain people. And those certain people are very much so racist. Now...
It is a real place. It is a real place. There was a match. There was a match for the name. He lost, and so they turned it to the Gulf of Mexico.
Got you.
But he's back now.
I get it now. So I get the humor. Look, when Robert Downey Jr. was a black man. I'm a dude disguised as another dude. Loved it. Racist as fuck though. Racist.
That word hurt my people for 400 years.
400 years.
Back in the patio.
Was it?
With some crawfish.
The crawfish. My whole life, we had to fight. Yeah, I get it. I was there. Rolling.
Hey,
But we have
you
moved on from society, bro. We don't have to do that shit no more. Is it funny as fuck? And was it funny as fuck at the time? Absolutely. But do I need to see it again in WWE? No, I don't need to. Especially when the history is JBL on the border hunting illegals. That happened.
That's crazy.
And when Undertaker was fighting Al Qaeda members, that happened.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't need it no more in WWE.
BKM
like,
had a do-rag and said, nigga, that
BKM,
happened.
I don't need it, bro.
We're not at that level yet. We're not.
I don't need.
As of right now, we are at the most.
We don't need to get there. We don't even need to be scratching the surface of it.
No,
let it ride. Let it go.
But we should be able to still have satirical comedy. What do you think?
Yeah,
like,
not at the cost of it being racist.
But it's not racist yet.
Hold on.
It's not racist yet.
Yes.
Exactly, because it's not racist yet.
Hold on, fellas. Just give it a second. Let it breathe. This is what I think. Since we're gonna have a serious conversation now, all right. I don't think that if it was truly racist, that Ray and Dragon Lee and other people would have okayed it. I don't believe in this era. There's no way that they didn't pitch that and
this
run
current
that
regime. Don't look at the random clouds
people.
In this current regime.
Are y'all fucking shitting me, nigga?
With what DT is saying in this current regime, he's
no
not,
way they.
So we gonna act like Carlito didn't say that shit to we just not.
And they clipped. That's talent, and they clipped it out. And it never had. They MIB'd that shit. It didn't happen.
And that joke was technically on himself. Technically, that joke was on himself. It was him being fucking stupid.
Nigga.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But what DT is saying is more right.
Let me finish my point. let me finish my point, please.
Go ahead. My bad.
Okay. Now, if we're gonna have a serious conversation, first and foremost, we are 3 straight black men. Even though Hero might be like bi-romantic, but we are 3 straight.
I am bi-romantic. Yeah. I like to hold hands. 3
straight black men. Let's just get that out the way. There was the people who online, the people who were the most offended were people who were not of the Latino culture. I went and looked at all of the profiles and they pictures. Not the little fucking faceless, the Twitter fucking avies. I went and looked at actual people's profiles, and then I went and looked at their Instagram to see if they were real people. The people who were laughing, that expressed humor the most, were the people who you would think would be offended.
Well, okay,
this was clearly done. Hold on, this was clearly done.
No, real quick, because I want to put a blanket on what you're saying, just real quick. Just because Latinos weren't offended doesn't mean that they're speaking for all Latinos, but what DT is saying is not wrong. That was it. Just because I don't like when someone's like, I have a black friend, or I listen to rap music, and then it's like it's Hobson or something. I don't want it to be that meme. I don't like that meme, and it's fucked up. Just because 3 Mexican people or 3 Spanish people weren't upset doesn't mean it's not offensive. Based for Loner's point, it doesn't mean it's not offensive. But DT, what you were saying is not wrong. All right, continue.
I don't believe that they came up with this concept and this storyline without running it by the people who are in the storyline and a part of their company. I'll just leave it there.
I understand that. I understand that, and I get that.
Fuck, man.
You know what? Fuck it. I ain't got nothing to say. Next fucking subject, because I'm just gonna sit here and be the fucking bad guy. I'm just leave it at that.
No, you're not a bad guy. You're not a bad guy for being PC. We're allies here.
It's not. It's not even being PC. But if I brought a story to you and I was like, "Hey, it's offensive," and I'm like, "Well, in my head, yeah, technically it is, but I want to be on TV and I want the opportunity. I'm not going to say no to it." Especially in a place where like, okay, we'll scrap it and there might not be nothing for you on the side. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that that's a possibility. And with the respect that Ray and them has, you are right. They would give Ray and Dragon Lee that respect to where like, hey, if it wasn't popping, we still going to use y'all. You right? I get that. I understand that. But not everybody has those kind of moments. But in this situation, for this particular moment, you were probably right. They got the okay from Ray and them, which is good to go.
I think in this
fine by
particular
me.
regime, they're a little at least more. I would to counter or
Hmm?
not counter, but to go to say what
Hmm?
to go piggyback off of what DT was saying. I think this regime is a little more careful with being like, "Yo, is this okay? How can we do this? How can we navigate
I don't
this
think so.
without this being super crazy ish?"
Not when you're doing Hillcliff roast and we got Logan Paul and we got Andrew Schultz in there. They just gonna do what they want to do. But I'm not gonna dive into that. That's not what the fuck this is. That's not what this fucking platform is for. I'm moving on. We got the Lyra and Raquel match that happened. We talked a little bit about it before the pod started recording and whatnot, and we believe that Lyra is looking solid. She's always been looking solid. Raquel looked good in this match. Post match, we see that Liv beats down Lyra, but Bayley comes in and makes a save. Do we think that we're going to see the tag team between Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and Bayley? And also, what is the plan for Bayley at Mania? Does she have a direction? What do we see in Bayley's future as far as like WrestleMania? Because there's no way she's not on the card.
Does Bayley have to be at WrestleMania?
Yes.
I asked this question almost a month ago, based on the storylines that were in play. If you look at least most of the matches, does she have to be there? Or are we just adding people to add people, which is why we got 3 possible triple threat matches? Because if you're just giving me a smorgasbord of wrestling with all the greatest hits, because that's what I feel like they're doing with a bunch of the triple threats.
I think based on the work that Bayley's given us this year and last year, she definitely deserves to be on the card.
Yeah.
I just don't know where you place her. I don't know what match you put her in.
Exactly.
So, if y'all ain't got nothing, I got nothing right now because I really don't know what you do with Bayley.
I'm sure Hero has something.
I have stuff, but it just leads to more multi-person matches, which, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like, because obviously the 5-match formula is Triple H's bag. I feel like we're gonna get more than 5 matches both nights. Hopefully, maybe 6 matches. But when it comes to like storyline, because it's all about like if the story matters, right? Which is why the women's triple threat isn't one of the headliners for the show, because that triple threat is not as important as the male's triple threat or whatever. As far as some of the women feuds goes, like Naomi and Jade, that should kind of be on the Mania. If it's not, I'm not going to be too upset, but it kind of should be. So if it's not on Mania, then it should be on Post Mania. So Post Mania SmackDown or Pre Mania SmackDown, whatever. Same with the IC Women's title. The US Women's title has been cooking a lot. Also, as far as like having more characters, I think. Well, no, actually, IC Women's has more characters. I wouldn't be mad at a multi-person. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if a lot of matches were multi people. There has to be a better way to fix it. But if Mania 41 was like the multi-person Mania or some shit like that, I would not be upset with that either. Get some people on this fucking card. Get these people some paychecks. Get them the spotlight. But we'll see. I don't know. But
it's gonna be that.
Yeah. As of right now, yeah. Well, as of right now, I don't know. I don't see the women's ICR United States being on the line, or the male's Raw tag being on the line. Everything else I can see being at least, on the card at this moment.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of it being multi-people matches, it's gonna be that.
The men's IC and the men's US for sure. I think the women's IC you can make an argument for it, and the women's US you can make an argument for it. But it depends on if
you're still gonna have the WWE Championship for the women's. Mm-hmm. That's clearly they're gonna force feed Rhea in that scenario, and then you have the Punk, Seth, and Roman. They're putting all of their best talent on the WrestleMania so everyone can be seen.
Now that you mentioned it, you definitely got that could be the case. Yeah,
there's gonna be like 5 or 6 triple threats.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
If they play out differently, I'm fine with that.
I can definitely see that.
So,
but they have to play out differently.
What is differently? What is it?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
So what I mean by that is like Mania 39 when we had the Gunther, Drew, Sheamus one. It was a triple threat, but they never left the ring, so there was no weapons, like there was no out ring spots, like all that shit was in the ring. So then, if that's the case, you need to have a match very similar to that. If you were trying to differentiate it, then you need to have a match with weapons, or how about instead of just a 3-way, you have a ladder, like with the men's tag on SmackDown. That should be a TLC or a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like
stipulations changes.
You got to change. Yeah, you got to change the stipulations a little bit so that it makes it different. Because it's like, again, I mean, we talked about it on the show multiple times. Where it's like, all right, you're match 1, you're bleeding. All right, well, I'm match 3. Should I bleed? Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Depending on the promotion, you're going to bleed regardless or not. It really depends. It's all about making it different so that it feels like a fucking experience. So yeah, that's my thing.
I see that. Next up, we got the backstage segment between Big Jim and Jey Uso, where Jim is talking to Jey about, just give him tough love and whatnot, talking about his chances against Gunther, and that he says that unless he fires up and finds that right-hand man, you're not going to beat Gunther. That's the guy that we need to see. We need to see main event Jey Uso. We need to see crash out Jey Uso, basically, in order to beat Gunther. Matter of fact, Jim gets up and goes around the corner and says, I'm going to go find him. And slaps the dog shit out of Gunther. Yeah, I ain't seen somebody get slapped that hard.
He was ear hustling.
That was also crazy to me too. Is that like, I'm gonna go find him? He's right around the corner. Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
It's pretty bad. It's not as bad as let me walk around the corner to look for Moxley. Oh, Moxley's right behind me right immediately. Or no, it was Moxley looking for Edge, and then like Edge was just right there, and it's like you didn't see him really, literally, yeah. But it's just kind of as bad.
It's slight nitpick. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna throw it some bail. It wasn't. They were mid conversation. Gunther walks by. He goes, matter of fact. It wasn't like he's like, I'm gonna go find him now. It was he walked by from Jimmy's point of view. He could see him. He said, matter of fact, there it is. And I'm gonna just get my 1 point off because I know Hero had something he wanted to say. And I'm gonna just keep mine short and sweet. Obviously we know Jimmy stands no chance against Gunther. I think Gunther is going to demolish and eviscerate Jimmy, which even though I hate for Jimmy, it's going to be good for Jay's storyline, and that is going to make Jay the right hand man ish. He'll still be the heat man, but he's going to be more aggressive. And now I'm gonna back out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much where exactly what DT said. Like, it's like I see where you're going. I think we're going the same way. I think it's very similar in the sense where it's like I do feel bad for Jimmy because, like, in the sense I think, as far as the U.S. title goes, it's kind of setting up for a multi-man, at least a triple threat. And Jimmy was in that picture, and he should have a match at Mania. But if he has to sacrifice a match this year for Mania to help his brother's storyline get more traction, then I give him a lot of praise and kudos for that. I think what Jimmy is trying to do is he's kind of trying to repeat what happened during the Roman versus Jay's Hell in a Cell. Mm-hmm. And what happened with that? Jimmy came out, fucking Roman put him in chokelock, and Roman started crying, and then Jay had to quit, and he had to fucking submit and be like, all right, fuck it, I'll be your right hand man. You're my tribal chief type of shit. So I think that's what they're playing on. Like, Jimmy is the Krillin right now, and fuck. And Gunther's the Frieza. And
that's disgusting,
bro. Like,
that is disgusting, bro.
I'm just trying to be relatable to our anime old heads as well as our wrestling heads.
If you telling me that Big Jim gonna be laying there like Yamcha in the fucking Saiyan and Cell saga, I'm out.
Curled up. That's crazy.
I said Krillin. I could have said Android 6. I could have said Android 16, and then Jay is the Gohan. You know what I'm saying? We could have went there. Like,
that's foul too. Damn.
That's why I said Krillin. That's why I said Krillin. Krillin is like Krillin is easily the best regular Z fighter besides Tien, but he's better than Tien. Tien had one good ass moment.
Okay. Getting back to Jay Gunther. That's fucking funny.
Krillin is the best Z fighter as far as humans go. As far as humans.
He is the best. He's the strongest human in the Dragon Ball universe.
And he got a bad bitch. He wished for her, but he got her. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Yo, hey.
I guess Jimmy got one too, so you might be right.
Hey, yeah, he got a Naomi, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all niggas is funny. Going back to the Gunther Jey Uso thing. For months now, years now, we have been hearing main event Jey Uso is now in your city. Just main event Jey Uso will not be main event in WrestleMania.
I knew this was gonna come up.
But let me talk. I'm not causing no shit, but this is just a reality of the situation. We talked about it before and whatnot with Roman being like, cuz can get that. Right.
I proposed the question before my vacation. I proposed the question.
Like,
remember the episode? I don't remember what the episode it was, but I asked, like, do you guys see this being a main event? Because if this particular match might happen, I don't know. And so we talked about it.
We
Jay Land, go ahead, Land, real quick. Please.
So he's not main eventing. It kind of ties into, like, you know, the Seth promo with Punk and how he didn't earn it, right? But Jay did earn it. So, like, why does Punk get the main event and not Jey Uso? Matter of fact, why does Punk get the main event and not, like, you know, Bianca? Because that triple threat's also fucking fire too. I see it, and this is the first Rumble where both winners are not main eventing, which is also a different kind of like conversation to have as well. But is this as big of an issue as we think it is? Is it just, we heard Triple H say that, like, the best match on the card will get that moment. We've heard him say that. What the fuck happened here to where it's like main event Jey Uso is not main eventing WrestleMania?
He's doing the money sign. I think it's a mix between that money sign and the story. Like, even though earlier you said, like, there is a certain fan base that does have to do the knowledge, nigga, as far as CM Punk, Roman, and Seth goes. Like, there is a certain fan base that really does need to do the knowledge. The story, the implications for it, the last 15 years has been there. Like, if you're just slightly tapped in and not a casual, then you know that story. And it's no slight to what Jay and Gunther have been portraying. Like, Jay has fought him twice. He had 2 good ass matches against Gunther. The storyline is there, especially now that you're adding Jimmy and you're adding this whole, like, oh, he's getting in my head, I'm fumbling, I'm slipping on spots that I shouldn't slip on. Like, the story is there. But again, we're talking about Roman, who's main eventing now his 10th WrestleMania. We're talking about Punk, who's getting his first, who's a major big-ass star for multiple reasons. And you can talk about his history of leaving and coming, you know, going to the opposition and then coming back. And you got Seth. And then with the women's triple threat, like, their story is catching flames. But we talked about it last week, to where it's like, even though Rhea is the biggest star out of the 3, technically, she's kind of the most irritating character.
You could drop it, kinda.
Everyone loves Io. Everyone loves Bianca, except for Europe. No one loves
there
Bianca in Europe.
Dude.
Which I hate the obtuse, like, because I've seen some people be like, well, she's kind of the heel. Why are you upset with it? And it's like, I'm upset with it because
how is she the heel?
She's not the heel.
She's not the heel. She's just, you know, based off
black.
of what's been yeah,
she's just black, nigga.
She's black, and then based off what was going on with Naomi, she was kind of moving a little shaky, but no, it's black.
Like,
on
a shirt. I need that on a shirt, nigga. You're not the heel. You're just black.
Yeah.
They booed her in Puerto Rico in Backlash, and, you know, they booed her like 3 times in Scotland. Now it's not even funny in the light. It's in the light. You guys are, I don't know. You guys are weird. It is what it, like. No, it kind of is what it is.
Well, that kind of is. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
You know, at the end of the day, this is the biggest storyline that's going on. Besides, you got this, you got the female triple threat, you got Tiffany and Charlotte, and you got KO and Randy. Other than that, the other biggest storyline is Cena and Rhodes. Like, these are the biggest storylines right now. So, what storyline are you gonna? What storyline?
I don't believe in that.
It is what it is. It's the biggest storyline. You literally. This is a really bad comparison. But you, like, with the men's triple threat, you have LeBron versus.
You better not. You better not. Listen. You got LeBron versus Ronaldo versus Tom Brady. You got the biggest three in multiple sports. You gotta put that on last. It's what's making the most money. It's Roman Reigns. I'm disagreeing with your order of most important stories. That's the only thing I'm disagreeing with. I think, without a doubt, Naomi and Jade is probably the third biggest story.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I don't even like the way that. I didn't even like the original way how that played out, or not played out.
But the reason I counter that is because, one, Jade's acting is not that good, and also there's no title involved, but also there's not as much history. Again, like with Punk, Roman, and Seth, like
they're
black.
Really? Because we got Mercedes and Bianca not that long ago.
There was a title involved. Kind of forced it though, that one up there.
Okay, well, I just mentioned titles. I'm just saying, man. That was one of the things I just mentioned. It was titles and story.
I think that you are right. I think they're looking at it from the biggest story from, like, social media views. I think the dislikes that they've been paying attention with Jey Uso, even though you're not supposed to be paying attention to that shit. It's kind of hard not to. I also think that, like, you are right. It's the big three, right? It's Punk, Seth, Roman. You got to throw that up there. You couldn't open the show with that. You paid too much money to all three of those talent to have them open the show, and you got to recoup your money, which is put them in the main event. I understand that. It's just like, main event Jey Uso has also been saying he's been main event Jey Uso for 4 or 5 years now.
Right. But not all this shit has been in the main event. He's been going by main event Jey Uso since 2020. He's not always been in the main event. But it's like, this was the one. Like, you win the Rumble, you're in the world title pick. This what makes you main event, right?
He gonna be main event when he defends it on Raw. Like last year.
That's cold. That's a cold statement. But I fuck with it, I guess.
Ron's been the main event the last 2 weeks.
Hold up. Last year, that title wasn't. It opened the show, or if it was at the beginning of the show. That title match between Drew and Seth, and Seth carried that belt for a whole year, and it was still at the beginning. It just kind of is what it is.
No, it's okay, because that's not fully true, because Seth main evented every show that Roman wasn't on, because Roman was more important.
What shows were there?
Money in the Bank, him and Shinsuke, or it was either him and Shinsuke or him and Drew. There was at least 3 PLEs where Seth did main event the show, and it's only because Roman wasn't there to main event the show, because he doesn't show.
Now you're taking shots. What I'm simply saying is that belt was defended mostly on Raw. That was the whole premise for it. That was the whole thing. Oh, we creating this belt because this nigga don't ever show up to work and da 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 da.
No, then they create. Now I gotta correct you again, because it was defended every pay per view. Just because it's on the
opener. But beforehand, it was defended on the Raws as the main event. Then when it came to WrestleMania, like I said, it was at the beginning or the opening of the show on the first night.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but that's where you're wrong with that. Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's the small part where you're incorrect. Because Seth had that belt for almost a year. He defended it every single PLE. It was only the PLEs that Roman was not on, which was only a few.
Right.
Saudi,
keep going.
Saudi, WrestleMania. That was it.
Yes.
There's a PLE every month.
Like you said, if Roman is there, he's the top guy. I'm not arguing you on that. I'm simply saying there's nothing wrong with Jey not main eventing if this is the case, which it clearly is. But you just yourself said these three are the biggest three. Is Jordan, LeBron, Ronaldo, Tom Brady, you name 17 niggas. And then you said whenever Roman didn't main event, then the belt main evented. Well, now we know Roman is main eventing night 1, which means that belt is not going to be main evented. That you yourself gave us the equation,
right? But now you're skipping you just skipped like 3 points, which is why I said what I said. But okay, you're not wrong, but I'm also not wrong. The only reason Seth didn't main event certain pay-per-views or PLEs was because those were the exact shows that Roman were on. The ones that Roman weren't on, which were many, he main evented it.
We're saying the same thing. We are saying the same thing.
You're discrediting Seth's title run.
I'm not, and that's
I didn't get that from that at all.
I'm literally explaining. Jay asked a question if we had a problem as to why main event Jey Uso is not main eventing night 1, and we both just said the same thing. One of us just stood up for Seth Rollins the way you did, but we both said the same thing. It's okay.
We will run the episode back on Tuesday. I guarantee you.
End it here.
I'm not tripping.
We got some more to talk about. We haven't got a break coming up, so I'm gonna speed through this real quick.
Yes, please. Sorry, no. DT never finished his point. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself.
I'm good.
We seen that Bianca, Jade, Rhea had a little promo segment and whatnot. We find out that Rhea gets her rematch next week, and Bianca's going to be a special guest referee. False finish. Somebody's interfering in this. Do we think Bianca interferes and kind of gets involved, and that's how we get the triple threat?
I don't even think that. I think there's going to be a no finish. Yeah, I don't even think there's going to be a finish. Rhea's not going. Yeah, Rhea's not going to like a call. She's going to bitch about it. EO is going to be like, hey, you're not paying attention to the match. EO going to kick or punch or do something to Rhea. It's going to knock Rhea into Bianca. Then Fist going to get the flying. Security going to have to come out. And then I keep forgetting his name. Damn, what's the nigga that can't control his show?
Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce, thank you. Adam Pearce is going to come out. It's going to be a no contest, and that's probably how it's going to end. And then it's going to have to be a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Gotcha. We do get the Dragon Lee El Grande Americano match, which was a fire-ass fucking match.
I told you, bro. Greatest luchador of all time.
I'm going to fuck you up. Fire-ass goddamn match. Match was good. Guy named Not Chad put on a hell of a show. And Dragon Lee also stood the fuck up. So, in the finish where like he takes the mask off and puts him in the submission, like solid. I have no issues with it. I got nothing.
The internet did, which is wild because Chris Jericho literally just did that a week and a half ago.
For sure, and that's why I didn't have an issue with it. Like I said, my issues is with the whole character, but not with the match itself and how the match finished. We've seen this happen several times. Didn't Xavier pull off Ray's mask in the match? Like that just happened maybe like 8 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago. So it's like it's not like it's unheard. It's not unheard of.
It happens all the damn time.
Yeah. So
it's because the E's doing it. Oh, they're disrespecting luchadors. It's like Jericho is literally in a storyline right now doing the same thing,
holding the mask up. It's the same thing. Just like just context behind it, I guess, is different. Anywho, great match. They fucking killed it. There is a Punk promo, but I feel like it ties into the SmackDown promo, which we'll talk about. So that I don't want to double talk about Punk here, unless y'all have something that y'all thought was interesting in this.
Damn, Mr. Lopez.
Fair. We get the Braun Breaker versus Penta that closes out the show with the IC Championship up. I hate the fact this one ended in disqualification because I wanted a real finish.
It had to.
Like, I know, but it's like fuck, man. Like, Jesus Christ, those boys was going crazy, and I don't like.
Penta at WrestleMania is gonna hit. He gonna hit. He's gonna hit.
Boy, it's about to hit. The gear's about to be fire.
Especially if he wins. If this is going to be a multi-man, because right now it's being rumored that it's going to be Dom versus Braun versus Finn versus Dom. Wait,
I don't think he should win unless Braun is going to SmackDown. And if Braun's going to SmackDown, he needs to take us some top dogs. But like, I still think I would like to see Braun Breaker get fully fleshed out. He hasn't had a lot of PLE opportunities. He hasn't had like a true good story, you know, like the Sheamus shit was fucking fire. But like I want to see him fully invest in like, let's put some steam behind the Braun Breaker like engine.
I gotta take Braun is too big for the belt that he has.
You think so? And I was kind of thinking that too. Yeah. But you don't know that until you push him and see, you know?
And they're not really pushing him, and look how the crowd is responding.
It's also true.
They're trying
main
not
to. He's main evented the last 2 weeks. They've had him since the Netflix debut. They've had him on in a crock pot, but he's main evented the last 2 weeks. I agree that I think he's kind of outgrown this particular title, but you can't instantly push him to the main title because there's still so many. Like it's a very similar conversation. There's a very it's very similar conversation that we had earlier with about like Paige or whatever, where it's like Jey is more than likely going to get this title. Okay, it's Sammy's turn at some point also. Does that mean Braun can't get it before Sammy? No, that's not what it means. But like, there's other people that kind of deserve it too. But also being in the IC title run, and you leave that title, that means you're getting put up to the main event scene also. So it's they just got to be semi careful with the booking a little bit, But He needs a tag team run. He needs a tag team run before he goes to the main title.
Him and Baron was killing. I thought that's what they were going to do.
That's what they should have done. He needs. I hear the noise you're making, DT. Pause. But the reason I'm saying that is because unless Gunther wins, then okay, assuming Jey wins, you're not going to just run Jey and Braun back again, because then you're turning Braun back into a heel, which Braun has been a tweener this whole time, and now that Braun is facing JD Judgment Day the last 2-3 weeks, he's for sure a face. So, assuming Jey wins, he's a face. You're trying to buy time, so that means he has to have meaningful feuds to buy that time. So. You gotta buy time for him so that he's not pushed to the moon just to have a loss, and then people be like, "Well, you made us invested this whole last year and a half, and he just lost his first title." Like you gotta, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not Triple H, because there's ways you have to try to make everyone happy, which is extremely hard, especially in the internet. But I would say Braun should probably lose this Mania, and he should go to the main event, but he needs something to to buy him time, similar to what happened with Cody after Mania 39, where he won the tag team with Jey, even though it was only short run, but it was buying him time. He had that feud with Brock to buy him time. He needs actually some meaningful feuds, because he's only had 2 since he's been on the main roster. One was Ricochet. He's not there anymore. The other one was kind of like Ilya. He's not there because he's injured.
Ilya's coming back too.
And then Sami Zayn was the other one. And then, Sami lost to him clean twice. And that's why Sami went up to the next level. But Sami also hasn't won since then. So Braun needs some time to build, or not to build, but just to cook a little bit. So I would say put him in a tag team or something.
You got anything in closing, DT?
Moving to SmackDown, you got Fatu, you got LA Knight, you got a host of other. You got Carmelo. If you're trying to make him let Braun cook, that's where I would put him. That's.
In closing, my last little piece is that I think we have to be careful with the word deserve, right? Yes, there's plenty of people who deserve it, but it's who moves the needle for it? everybody's like, oh my God, Meechin deserves to get a shot or hold a belt for sure. And I agree with that. It's not about her. I agree with that.
It's also about timing.
But it's like timing. It's about, who has the most energy to carry the belt. Like, does it make sense? Who's selling the most merch? There's a lot of things that goes into play in like the WWE handbook. To where, do I want to see Sami Zayn as world champion? Sure. Do I think it's going to happen? I'm not too sure. I don't know.
Owens ain't gonna let that shit happen.
I don't know if that's
Sammy is my pick right now to win next year's Royal Rumble. I had the right to change it. I had the right to change it, but right now Sammy is my pick to win next year's Royal Rumble so that he gets his main event at WrestleMania.
Can we do preseason predictions? The Raw after Mania, because technically that's the new season. So can we hold those until then? You see what I'm saying?
I'm done to do
that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
we can do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, like when NFL has their preseason, it's like, oh fuck
it.
Patriots
this team is going to the Super Bowl.
Patriots went 4-0, baby. Hey. And then we don't win. We win 3 games in the entire regular season.
Yeah. Anywho, like this match happened. Great match. Post match, Dom is taking out Braun. We see that he hands the chair to Penta. Penta takes the chair, smacks Dom with it. Finn sees that Dom's plan didn't fucking work. Takes the fucking chair from or gets the chair, smacks Penta in the back, and now we see that Dom and Finn are back on the same level. Or same accord, I guess.
Page as of right now.
Same page. And that's pretty much the show. I got nothing left in this segment. We're going to get out of here. We're going to take a quick little break. We get back. We're going to go through Dynamite, go through portions of Smackdown, and then we'll catch you on the next one. But until then, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Dynamite, people. Show kicks off with Kenny Omega versus Blake Christian, Vanilla Baby, a.k.a. Jack Harlow. Once again, it's just a showcase of what Kenny can do.
Did you say Jack Harlow? The fuck? That just threw me off. Here I was trying to be on my piece of cues. You just fucked me up.
Showcasing Kenny's talents, and he actually wiped the floor with them. Like, it looked like they were going to do a little bout, and Kenny just turned up and was like, "Nah, fuck this shit." Which is kind of how I want Kenny to be presented. What do you mean? What'd you see?
Yeah,
What'd you see, DT?
It was about.
I want to see.
He first of all, it's my first time watching Kenny wrestle. So that was cool. But he didn't actually win.
No, he won.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
win.
Go ahead.
Because he took his hands off of Christian at the 2 count and kept his hands up. So technically, the match never ended. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Who was the ref?
Like,
here we go.
Jay, was it Bryce?
Fuck. No, okay. I don't know who it was. But
was it one of the bald refs? It was one of the bald refs, right?
Somebody hit me, nigga, and was like, "What's up with your man and these refs?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I need you to figure it out. You need to
figure it out. Tell your man to watch the shows. Tell your man to watch the shows.
What's up with Hero and the refs, man? I was like, I don't know, man. That's just him. He just don't like Bryce.
I don't like Bryce. I don't like the other bald dude who I mistook for Bryce, who I was upset it wasn't Bryce, but Bryce is equally just as bad. And then there's like
alone, man. They in on the story too.
Hero, did you watch this match?
Yes, I watched this match.
You didn't see this nigga Kenny take his hands off and he started flexing on the 2 count?
Yeah.
I'm like
a real nigga.
Yeah, but that's not a pin. That's not a pin.
Hey.
That's why I was like.
But who was the ref?
I don't. But who was the... Get this nigga a shirt. But who was the ref? Yo, I need that.
It would explain what he's asking me. Is it Bryce or is it the other bald dude? Or is it Aubrey?
And there's no slander to Aubrey. None. I will not tolerate on this show.
Hey.
Won't happen. Bryce and whoever, go ahead. Do what you do.
Oh, Bryce, I'm a slander. That other bald motherfucker who I thought was Bryce, can't remember his name. You old bald mother effer. Oh
you already said
man,
it the first time, but
yeah, I'm trying to be respectful. I got Jay hit me with the FCC calm down legally email. He was like, "Hey, I need you to, hey, it's the Monday Night Wave, baby, and we back. I need you to calm down, loader or hero." That's what he said. I need you to calm down, hero. And I was like, "Really?
We don't have a human resources department. We should,
No,
but we don't.
no." DT is probably the best HR person.
why the fuck you gotta be me? We know who it can't be. It can't be you.
It could be,
No,
but it shouldn't.
Nah.
it should not be. Anywho, there's a promo afterwards. We talk about not letting these motherfuckers ruin his legacy. The international title is his legacy. We see that Ricochet also got married to Samantha. Clap that up.
Yeah, shout out.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
But yeah, I got nothing. That was pretty much it for that segment there. What you got, DT?
Speedball had on shoes. I was excited about that.
He did have on shoes. He did have on shoes.
And he had on the Why Not 06s, the Westbrooks.
Okay.
Which is why that makes so much sense, because like I was like, why is he on camera? When I saw him, and then like he started talking, and he's like, Kenny Omega, Speedball. I just want to say, I admire you. Okay.
Yeah. That shit was so funny, bro.
I don't know him enough to make fun of him, but based off the last couple of weeks, man, it's like, bro, you look like you tried to be in fucking Karate Kid with Jaden Smith, but they was like, nah, we're gonna choose Jaden Smith.
I don't know why he gives me Ninja Turtle 1990s version,
because
he's trying to he's trying to be in the Foot Clan.
Bro, he has a headband, he has a mullet, and he does this in his entire entrance. He does this bullshit, and then he has a mouth guard that looks like shiny teeth. So it looks like he has the Romaneers, but he ain't got those Romaneers because he ain't got the money for the Romaneers because he's doing this bullshit.
It's so crazy when we.
Hey,
it's so
wait, time out. Roman got veneers. I ain't never even like.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Why? I'm not in this nigga's mouth, bro. Pause. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, when you say it like that, that's so insane.
Yeah, no, when you said it like that was absolutely wild. You made me second guess myself. Like, fuck, have I really been in his mouth like that, Pauls? Maybe question my sexuality. Yeah. But no, Roman got the veneers.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I ain't never looked at that.
It was a little bit before the COVID era. So it was a little bit before the Thunderdome.
The COVID what, my nigga?
COVID You don't listen to Glorilla? Music? But
stupid. Jesus Christ.
Hey, I love Glorilla. Anyway, continue.
We hear from the Learning Tree, who gives off sprouts of wisdom from the highest branches. It was so great, in fact, to see the Learning Tree on television again. It just reminded me why I love AEW so much. You can always count on Chris Jericho keeping a spotlight on TV. Shout out to him.
And normally I feel like you're being facetious, which normally I would be. But based off the last 2 to 3 weeks, CJ has kind of been in his bag. He's been in his bag enough for me to not want to ask where his wife was January 6th, 2021 or 2022. But there is still some questions. I'll say that.
I think that kid gave him the kid gave him proper heat, so that was the
clip with the little boy, that shit was crazy.
That was a girl.
Was it?
And
that was a girl.
I dead ass want to say she was a plant, and I'm the only reason I want
it worked.
It worked, but the only reason I want to say she's a plant because it's like, bruh, if she wasn't, that's your parent, If I see that, I'm calling CPS immediately. Like, what are we talking about?
Nah, there ain't no way.
Bro, she was in a beanie flipping people off and like, I know what this shit means. It means fuck you. Like, what? Sorry, CPS.
Bro, you see what these digital kids is like? These tablet kids is no joke, nigga.
Hey, bro.
Hey, I know
Wahite, bro.
Hey, I know tablet kids are different, but if you compare her to the John Cena kid who was cussed out and he was just looking astonished, and then he even did a
European kid.
He
talked to an American kid. That American kid would have cussed out John Cena.
You're making us.
Nah, he would have cried.
You making us sound more worse, bro.
You just terrible.
No, he's accurate. He's accurate. He's accurate.
Loner's accurate.
Yes, he's accurate. Yes. He's accurate. Listen. Because your line of work, you don't see kids in your line of work. I see kids every day. And let me tell you, every day I see a kid is another day I realize why I don't want them.
Hey, but you work for a big corporation. We ain't gonna say what it is, but you work for a big corporation. Like you
don't say that I work for a big corporation. If we
setting the nigga up to get robbed.
There's a billions.
What big corporation you work for?
There's billions of corporations. It could be Nintendo. It could be. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. All right. I'm the bad guy. All right.
Listen.
Fine.
Listen.
My bad.
These kids is different out here.
Oh, absolutely.
And she classifies as different.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But the parents aren't that different. I don't. It doesn't matter if you raise your child. Bruh, you could raise your child on iPad with just Bluey. She was flipping this nigga. She flipped Chris Jericho off in a beanie like she was in 8 Mile. And she was like, I know what this shit means. Fuck, like you would have sworn she was born to the Eminem show, and that was like the first thing she ever heard, and that was like the first fucking. Nigga. That's how she learned language.
We the millennial parents. The kid probably did listen to Eminem show. Nigga, like,
yeah, bro. What are you talking about?
We are the parents. Nigga.
What are you saying, bro?
That's not a good thing for your show.
Listen. Did you see the kid's hair? It was like braided in plaits. She had the beanie on, and then she told Cuz to get in the gym and lifted her shirt up to show her 4-pack and was killing.
That shit's funny, bro.
Dog.
She said, "Get in the gym."
I'm taking my kid to Baskin Robbins. Yes. Yes. Tell that nigga off, bro. He not fucking with you.
And all Jericho could say was, "Go to bed, kid."
Bro, I almost broke character. Like, because he's like, yo, where the fuck is this coming from?
Yeah.
I'm getting ate alive right now.
No, if that was Kofi, he'd be like, I'll fight your ass right now. That's why I love the New Day. Because they was like, I will fight your children. Nah, as far as I'm concerned, that kid was an industry plant. Like, you remember the two rap ladies on TikTok? What was it? Florina? That's who. That's who.
The videos, yeah.
Yeah, where they just running and rapping. That's who that kid was to me. She's the plant.
Plant. Calling the kid a plant is funny as fuck.
That kid is a plant.
I can't say that.
Ending the Jericho segment, it's gonna be Mask versus title at Dynasty. Like Hero did say, he has been cooking for the past like 2 weeks. I did like the promos where he's like focusing on.
I never said that exact
part. Not cooking, but he's been tolerable. Tolerable.
Look at the
bro. We got fans, bro. We got fans here.
No. Look at where the bar is at.
Yeah, he's been digestible.
He said this nigga been cooking. He said no, I didn't say that. He said, well, he been cool.
Yeah, he's been alright. MJF responds to the Hurt Syndicate. He was skeptical.
God.
Was skeptical in joining. MJF has looked at the card long and hard and decided he wants to be in the business or not. Pause. Relax, nigga. I caught it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
relax, nigga.
You didn't have to snare
relax.
Like that.
We got to be adults here. I was gonna say something crazy. I'm relaxed.
We work with children, Moner.
Yeah, this is great. That's a great callback. This is great. I see what this nigga did here. Kudos. Give this nigga a sticker.
Bitch,
he was skeptical in joining. Bitch, I want to cook is funny. and he decided that he wants to be in the business of hurting people. Enter Bobby and Shelton. Bobby asks MJF for the card, rips it up, and MVP's looking at him like, yo, I thought, what the hell are you doing? Like, the fuck? He's cool, right?
Yeah.
We want to be in. Like,
we hurt people, which I kind of gotta backtrack because I said on an episode, I was like, this is really weird as a catchphrase, and it is still kind of weird. But
these were the most unseasoned, bland ass "we hurt people" chants I've ever heard.
It sounded like Freddie Mercury, but they was in Minnesota.
Whoa, wait! Are you disrespecting Queen right now?
No,
you said it sounds like Freddie Mercury, and he's like,
they did sound like. It wasn't a joke, nigga.
Freddie Mercury.
Respect the jumper. It's not disrespect. You just gotta respect it.
Goddamn
no, this is an off-air cross. That's easily an off-air cross. You respect the jumper.
Respect the jumper. It wasn't
Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury's an amazing singer.
I'm not.
He was just a president. Okay, all right.
Whoa.
Okay, R. Kelly. What the fuck?
He was.
Okay, but you said that in a way that was like redeemable that he was a predator.
No, you just make it seem like no. I'm just saying I'm not saying he was the greatest motherfucker to ever breathe. I'm just saying he was an amazing fucking show talent, and we just
wait. You gotta understand. Both me and Loner took it the same way, bro. Paul, you said he's a great singer. He was just a predator, nigga. What? What? What are you saying, bro?
Don't respect the jumper. Get that nigga out the gym. He can't shoot no more.
No. Oh, nigga, is that a gnat? No. Yes. Anyway, continue.
All right. MVP says they're gonna. He has a private chat with Bobby, and he says, what are you doing? Trust me, and Sheldon, trust me. Enter Brian Keith and Big Bill, where they have a little feud here, which, Jesus Christ, I didn't know MVP was this brutal on the mic, but...
Yeah, I put he ethers both of them.
Immediately.
Yeah. He rattles both of them. And that's...
For sure.
That's the pro and the con to when it comes to, like, people having their own creative and, like, writing their own shit. That is the pro and the con, because it's like... Big Cass has never been bad on the mic, per se. Like, he's never been bad on the mic. I don't know a whole lot about Brian Keith's like history, but at least since seeing him in AEW, like, he's not terrible on the mic. But then, to quote Paul Heyman, like, you want to shoot, cowboy? Like, if you really trying to shoot, like, this is how shooters shoot. And like
they come out.
Yeah, there was Cass is like, yeah, we don't see no challengers. MVP was like,
neither do we. What
neither
the fuck? What did you say?
And then, like, you could tell that it easily, like, they was like, oh, okay, all right, he fucked that up. All right, well, this is what we're gonna say. Yada yada yada. And MVP was like,
the nigga,
all right, well,
bro,
okay.
The nigga said, get your. Go ahead,
Go ahead. Oh, I was going. He said, "Go win a match first." What the like? He was like, "Go win a match before you talk about
before you talk.
Like,
what you talking? Yeah, come on, you want title shots and shit? Go win a match." Then he said, "Hey, get your bitch on the leash so that the real men can talk." That's how you opened up out the gate. I was like, "Oh, this nigga is on some shit, bro." Then he said, "Big Bill was like, I can't tell if you came out with business cards and canes. Can't tell if it's American Psycho or Iceberg Slim." MVP's like, it's a little bit of both.
Both. Yep.
And he's like,
are you a pimp or are you a manager? And he's like,
are you a pimp or a manager?
Or some shit like
that. A little bit of both. I'm about to make my boys make both of you our bitches if you keep running your mouth. And I'm like, God damn, this nigga is cooking them. And you can't do shit about it. You can tell he didn't have anything about it because after that promo or after that line, the nigga just got back to, well, I ain't never lost my tag belts. It's like, he didn't call them bitches 3 times in a row. This nigga jumped directly to, I ain't never lost. My partner left, and I didn't get a rematch because Sting retired. So, how about we do this?
If they do get this match with the Hurt Syndicate, it should be a squash. I'm not sure as right now, unless you put like Brody King with somebody. I'm not sure that
No.
anybody should take the tag belts off of the Hurt Syndicate.
Hurt? No, not. I haven't seen it. And what? I'm not gonna speak into existence. I'm just gonna hold that to myself right now. I don't need that to happen. Kind of tying in like another promo that happens later in the night. Bobby and MJF are talking, and he's like, "Yo, just trust me." Like, Bobby doesn't trust MJF. Thinks that like we can't trust him. He's a weasel. MVP's like, yeah, but we could also use that to help leverage us in different situations. We'll use him, and so we'll see where it goes from here. I don't know if MJF is going to join the Hurt Syndicate, but it seems like Bobby doesn't want him in, but MJF does.
Okay, can I say something real quick? Because I don't want to go into a tangent. This storyline should absolutely should happen. Like, there's so many things that they could do with this. This is the perfect way to return MJF into a face and then to get Bobby back into the main title scene, especially if they do end up signing Cedric. Like, this is the perfect thing to do. Like, this is fucking Owen Hart and the
Nation of Domination.
Yes, this could easily be Owen Hart and the Nation of Domination. This could easily be Sami Zayn in the Bloodline if they do this right. But they have to do this right, and this company has proven to me that they won't. But this is me speaking right now as being very optimistic. I think they have a chance to do this right because they're MVP, Bobby, and Shelton, they're professionals. That's why they come off differently, because they know how to present themselves compared to the rest of the roster. They have a chance to do this MJ storyline right, to where MJF could get the title back, and that's when Bobby finally turns on him. Like, they can do a whole evolution callback if they wanted to. There's so many different callbacks they can do if they do this shit right, and I really hope they do. Otherwise, it's going to just be another 4-month
flash in the pan.
4-month flash in the pan, and it is what it is. And then we're still gonna be questioning, like, okay, why is Bobby still in tag line? Like, because Bobby being in the tag scene, that's where he left. His match at WrestleMania was the Street Profits and him versus fucking Karrion Kross and fucking them versus with the Eagles. So like they have a chance to do this so correctly, and this is me, optimistic hero with AEW. I think they could do this shit right, and you have a chance to return MJF into a babyface who is beloved. If you guys, again, do this shit right, play him as the Sammy / the Owen Hart. You play them you make them still heel / tweeners. You play this off as long as you fucking can. You give MJF the belt back. It doesn't matter if it's Swerve or Moxley or Darby. I don't think it's gonna be Swerve. It doesn't matter who has a title at that point. But you play this off long enough, and then you can finally put Bobby in that main title picture where he was supposed to be at in the first place. The fact that he even has this tag title is kind of crazy, but in the long-term sense, it kind of makes sense. So I'm going to stop talking now, but they need to play this shit right. It could play the fuck out, and it could be out. It could be tremendous. It could be MJF has not been like since the Adam Cole storyline. He came back with a tattoo, and he still wasn't super liked, and then they just turned him heel 2 weeks after that. This is your chance to turn MJF your own, like your OG original star. This is your chance to turn him into the Cody Rhodes of this business and of this company, and make him like a fucking crazy huge ass babyface. If they don't fuck it up.
DT, what you got?
Nothing. I would just, he said he wasn't gonna go on a tangent. They went on a tangent.
I wasn't trying to. I just wanted to make sure I didn't. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget this.
That nigga said, "I'm not one to gossip, but and start gossiping."
I didn't know. No, I didn't gossip. I just went into a tangent because there was something that happened last week that I forgot that made me upset. That Tony Khan literally repeated this week, so now I can mention it. But I just didn't want to forget anything. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking now.
All right. Quick run, real quick. We got a nice little Tony Storm Thunder promo. Thunder Tips is the thing now. Fletcher versus Brody was a solid match. Really enjoyed that. Turnbuckle Brainbuster for the win for Fletcher. Post match, it sets up Callis and them. They jump. They jump Brody. Hobbs comes out for the save. Sets up for the Hobbs versus Mark Davis match. Quick little spine buster. Flash in the pan. We're moving on from that. We get a Renee interview with Hangman, and this is a little interesting little callback / foreshadowing, but she's interviewing Hangman, and Swerve pops out like, "Hey, I heard that you're trying to interfere in my title shot. We're not gonna have that." So, survey says Swerve's probably not gonna win if Hangman's gonna be involved, because that's just what their fucking thing is. We got a rated FTR promo where Dax apologized for his actions, saying that he was just upset that FTR set their goals aside for 4 months to try and help Copeland, which is what I said last week, but this makes sense. He says during this whole promo, you see that Cope and Dax are not on the same fucking page. They are beefing internally or separately, whatever, but Cash is trying to like keep them together. It doesn't look like that's going to be a thing. They set out one last challenge of them going for the trios belts against Death Riders. As they end the promo, Dax says top guys out, and Cash looks at him like, well, no, we still rated FTR. We can't really say that right now. Foreshadowing that, there's some riffs going on. Today on Collision, Dax swipes away, or Cash swipes away Dax's hand. So there is like some tension between FTR, and we haven't seen them line up at all. Like, we've seen them line up one time. It was once in a lifetime one-on-one match that they had a while ago, but we haven't seen this happen before. Swerve and Mox promo. I thought this was a good promo. I really enjoyed this promo. I enjoyed this promo.
The first half.
He did struggle the first half, but I love the way this promo ended.
I think Mox saved the promo, and
which is crazy. That's a lot of praise.
That's a lot of praise. I think Mox saved it, bro.
He
saved it. He saved it.
No, yeah. I give it to you. Because what I liked about it was Swerve's back half. The first opening half, wasn't too like keen on it. But in this promo, Swerve was saying he's been allowing things to happen for far too long. What happened to Mox? You used to be revered. You used to be the synonymous with AEW champion. Now you hide behind Claudio, Pac, and Yuta and Shafir. You're not even worthy of being a champion yourself. And the reason why you hide the belt in the briefcase is that you can't see that yourself. You can't see yourself as a champion.
See, look, even you started stumbling saying it was the same shit.
Yeah. He said every defense you nearly escaped. By the way, how's your back? Just call back to the spike in his back and whatnot. Mox comes in and just destroys the shit. I love Mox's segment in this. April 6th is about you, Swerve. It's about Swerve versus Swerve, not about me. Don't worry about me. He says he listens, he watches, and he knows exactly who and what Swerve is and who he could be. And he's had high hopes for him, but he's been disappointed before. But on April 6th, he's going to give him a chance to step in and be everything he can be. He just needs to ask himself how far he's willing to go. Not tonight, not just April 6th, but every day when it's cold and dark and you're in pain and you're tired and everybody's gunning for you with the weight of the world on your shoulders. Will you endure? Will you look for a way out? Will you take others with you? A lot of questions you got to ask yourself. But he says, you ain't suffered enough yet to carry that weight. But on April 6th, you will suffer. Mox says his sport's been taken over by billionaires and Instagram kids who see the world through an IG filter, talent agencies, and it's guys like Strickland who give him hope that everything he's put in his body has been for a reason, or put on his body has been for a reason. But he's not just going to give it to him. He don't do handouts. So how far are you willing to go? Mox said he'll go the whole way right now, and that shouldn't be a problem for the most dangerous man in the world. Pause real quick, because this is the moment where Shafir comes out on the apron with a crowbar. Willow pops out with the iron pipe. Swerve says, "What's wrong, John? You finally facing somebody who's smarter than you. You want to talk about unscripted violence? I am violence. You bled in pints. I bled in buckets. You've been in Texas death matches. I've won them.
I won Texas death matches.
I'm the most dangerous man in AEW, and in Philly, I take back the AEW championships. And while I'm doing that, you can have fun, continue to play John Moxley on TV." And that was a good callback to his little promo he had with John Cena a while back when he's Dean Ambrose. I love this promo.
It was a good promo.
Yo, you're way
Again,
too
shout out
fucking
to
nice, man. Moxley
shout out
bodied
to
this.
John Moxley.
Moxley bodied this nigga, bro.
He did.
Shout out to Moxley.
He did.
Definitely carried it. It's a quick parallel I want to throw out, but I'm afraid it's going to start a tangent. John Moxley and Seth Rollins have the same agendas, and so
don't say that. Don't say that.
Based
not
on,
in a bad way.
No, but listen, based on what John Moxley said, not how he's done it, but based on what John Moxley said and what Seth Rollins has been doing, Seth has been trying to be the Shield, quote unquote, and protect the WWE. He tried to protect it. He did from Roman, and now he's in the conquest of protecting it from Punk. John Moxley is, at least from what he's saying, is trying to protect wrestling from these different entities, even though him saying billionaires is crazy because a literal billionaire runs his own company. But John's words, Rollins' actions, to me, they're the same thing. These niggas are just connected. That's just how I'm seeing it. All three of them.
Yeah,
they're
that's
just
what I was
connected
saying.
in various different ways. So that's it. I'll get off my soapbox.
Hero, you want to throw you're a part of the team. We care about your input.
Swerve is not going to win this feud, no matter how much we want him to, or no matter how much we want him not to. He's not going to win this feud. Mox is going to win this feud. Okay. Swerve saying he's the most dangerous man. Look, like unbiasedly, I'm sorry, you got to laugh at it. You have to laugh at it. This man blocked me on Twitter because I told him that Hangman barred him up. Guess what happened on the same show? Hangman barred his ass up. He's like, please tell me you're not doing this. And what did Hangman say? Bitch, did I stutter? That's all he had to say. He did say that. And then he was like, I'll freaking end you. I freaking end you. Okay, did you end him in the end of the feud? No, you didn't. How are you the most dangerous man in this company when your op not only beat you in the feud, he put a syringe in your mouth. He burnt your house down. He burnt your house down. He stomped you in a center block. You're the most dangerous man? That's wild because this nigga with the perm beat you. What are we talking about here? Your manager keeps trying to get you back on the path. Focus on this. Focus on this. You're focused on Ricochet. You're focused on this other bullshit. You're not the most dangerous man, Swerve. I'm sorry. You're not. You're not even the fourth. Because there's Hangman and there's Moxley and there's Bryan Danielson. There's a lot of more dangerous people than you. You know why? Because all three of those people beat you, my guy. So what are we talking about here? You're the most dangerous man. How, Sway? Where? What have you done that's dangerous?
This is what I've been looking for. Context with it. This is what I want. This is it. I loved it. Every piece of that was perfect, nigga. That makes sense to me. He fucking did it. That is amazing. I love that. I might just clip that up. That makes so much fucking sense. Like, you're right. You're not the most dangerous man. There's 4 people ahead of you who done beat you. Hangman done fucking stab you in the mouth. All that shit. Yes.
Stabbed you in the mouth and burnt your childhood house down. What the fuck? You dangerous? I'm supposed to be scared of you? You lost that feud.
You're right.
I'm supposed to be scared of you. You lost the feud.
Nana's been telling him, hey, stay focused. And Swerve has been losing focus. That's been a side tangent part of the story that we're not paying attention to. That Swerve he's not focused on what he's supposed to be. He opens the promo with, I've been allowing things to happen for way too long. Because you weren't focused on getting your belt back. And when you're not focused, shit happens. And when you're not focused, somebody else slips into like the position that you are supposed to be in. That could be Swerve's story right now, is that he's just not focused enough. Hence, Mox saying, you ain't suffered. Good ass TV match between Kenosuke and Mark Briscoe. That was a fucking fire match. They was in there grapping. Death Riders answer FTR's challenge and says that, we're going to challenge y'all. Y'all not challenging us. So there's going to be the trios match that happens at Dynasty.
Again, why is FTR Bald mad at Copeland? And I'm asking this because in that segment, because again, I was slightly gone when you guys were talking about it. He's like, well, we kind of focused. We took away our focus to help you out. And Copeland's like, I didn't ask for your guys' help. And he's fucking right. Like, you guys are actually making me take Copeland's side. Because last time we saw you two, you had fucking pillowcases over your head. You guys were getting kidnapped. You gonna be mad at me because I lost the title match? What the fuck have you done lately?
Pope said in defense, like, he was there to help them out. Like, I came to help y'all from the Death Riders. It wasn't the opposite way around. Yeah. So yeah, because y'all
were getting kidnapped.
Main event was Thunder Rosa, Toni Storm versus Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. Match was good. Thunder was showing out in this match. What's up, D? Pause.
You skipped. I don't know if you have to pause that, but you skipped two things that I definitely wrote down. I wanted to talk about. Samoa Joe choking out Max Caster.
Fuck, I forgot about that. That did happen.
Stupid. And then
just
what's
because
Buddy name? He can't talk, can barely wrestle. The young cat. Hook. It was like, yeah, to the death. I didn't understand. What the fuck was that? And then lastly, this is my first time seeing Top Flight. They look like they could wrestle. That shit was fire.
Top Flight is fire.
Can they talk? I don't know if they can talk or not. But they could wrestle. Their tag team wrestling was fire to me.
Yeah.
But
Top Flight's been on this roster for a while now. And they do talk, but it's just not like
it's not good.
Not like believable in a way. Like, it's not like convincing. What's the word I'm looking for?
Compelling.
Yeah.
They sound like two ricochets talking to you about something.
Oh shit! There's already one of those. Okay, you don't need three. And then the last thing, because I told you, I think I may have found the AEW wrestler I like. Brody King versus Devil May Cry Rollins. That match was fire.
No, all right. You just pissed me off twice. Okay.
Can I finish my statement?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let him finish.
Yes.
And who out of this do you like? Is it Brody King?
Yes.
So,
or is it Fletcher?
I think I'm rocking with Fletcher, bro. I don't know.
Fletcher is cold.
I don't know if I like him on the mic because I heard him twice, but he was fucking selling his ass off. Yeah. He was athletic as fuck. They were all over the ring. That was probably the best AEW match I've seen.
All right, can I piggyback off that real quick before you say anything, Jay? I wanted to talk about this match real quick in the sense that, again, what are we doing with the Hell's a Hound? Like, okay, we've had this conversation multiple times. I'm trying to go through this as quick as possible. We talked about like cool wrestlers on WWE. Like, it was like Penta. He looks cool. Like, there's a lot of people that look like Rhea. She looks cool. Like, Io looks cool. Like, all right, who looks cool on the competition side? Like, all right,
Brody King looks dope as fuck.
Brody King is fucking cool as shit. And you guys. You repackaged their whole team. He was like, all right, your old leader, Alistair, he was holding y'all back. But, all right, cool. All right, bet. We're going to repackage you guys. All right, you lose your fucking first match against Kyle and Konosuke, and then they lose their another match, and then they both lose their own singles matches. But fucking Brody is cool as shit. Like, when you talk about wrestlers who look cool, like authentically cool, not like forced cool, Brody is cool. Like, he can dress. He dresses better than fucking Swerve. All right, I'm gonna say it. He dresses better. He comes out.
Wasn't necessary.
It's necessary because he comes out with a shiesty and it looks believable. Like he looks believable. If Swerve came out with the shiesty, I'm like, all right, he's playing the character. When Brody King comes out with his shiesty and a fucking like Kugo jacket or Kuji jacket or some shit, it looks believable, bro. Like, it looks like it's like, oh, this motherfucker is crazy. And then you have the cool ass tattoos Like, he looks cool as shit. And then
he wrestles like a powerhouse.
And
he wrestles good as fuck.
He
can talk on the mic too.
And he can talk. Yeah. And then but yet you all the pros we just said, all the pros, 3 of us just said, and you're still booking him to fucking lose. For what? And it's like, okay, sure, you don't want him to lose to Kyle, and you don't want Kyle to lose, because Kyle is supposed to be the future. You want him to be your young Randy Orton. Like, there's a reason you made
That's what he looks like.
There is. Honestly, no, at the end of the day, he actually should grow his hair back. Like, him having his hair gave him more personality. He doesn't need to be another bald white person. It is what it is. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Like, he should grow back out his hair. His hair did not look that much like Will Ospreay's to where he needed to shave it. I understand it was for the character, but he should grow out his hair, because him being just another bald, jacked white person with a fade and tattoos, you look all right. You need to grow out some hair. It is what it is. He needs to grow out his hair. But there was a difference. Like, you can see a differential within these characters, but they're not letting them fucking grasp on it and cusp on it. Brody Lee is cool as shit. He comes out with a fucking Coogee jacket and a fucking shiesty, and he beats people up covered in tattoos. Like, that's cool as fuck. Let him win.
Has a good crowd chant too. Like, when he does like the dogs barking too. Like, he has everything.
And this match was actually really good. Like, the match was really good. And Kyle Fletcher has a fucking future. Like, I also like both of these people. I seen Brody Lee outside of a main promotion for a hot second when I went to Prestige a couple years ago, and Malachi showed up, and then Brody Lee showed up as a fucking like surprise guest because he wasn't supposed to be there, and like he helped Malachi win. But like, he looks cool. Like, it's about the presentation. Like, when we talk about presentation with these characters and all these different promotions, again, like when you bring up a Penta. Or you bring up a Roman, who Roman just he exudes cool. Like Jey Uso, he exudes cool. Like Jimmy exudes like cool person. Like you have certain characters, whether they're heel or face, you can tell they're cool as shit. And sometimes, depending on how cool they are, that's when you have to like book them a certain way. It's like, all right, they're so cool, like a Braun Breaker, like they're so cool. We got to kind of make them a tweener a little bit because people want to cheer them or whatever the fuck the case is. You have cool people in this fucking company. Present them cool. Make them cool. That's it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They definitely have really solid talent that could be presented a little bit better. I don't like the idea of Brody. Yeah, I don't like the idea of Brody not winning. Yeah. Everybody okay here?
Yeah, no, I just saw the time. It said 2:40, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's all right.
We ain't even got to the third show.
Not at all.
I felt like I was way better than last week. So I felt like I was way better than last week, man.
I literally said I don't want to bring this up because it's probably gonna start a tangent. Like,
okay,
it's just something that has to be talked about, though. Brody is so cool looking. Like,
we
make
can
him cool.
spark noted. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Look, I'm gonna end it real quick. Tony Storm and them had a great fucking match. Thunder Rosa balled out in this match. Megan Bayne looking like she the one. Post match, Tony looked like, what the fuck just hit me? Because she got hit with the Megan Bayne F5, and that shit looked like it was crazy.
Fate's Descent. I wrote that down
Fate's
so we can stop calling it. It is now the Fate's Descent.
Yep. I like Megan Bayne. She looks great. I don't know if she's going to win yet. She did cut a promo this week where she was talking, so that is the thing too. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, it definitely happened. We're gonna see. Since we're running out of time here,
only talk about the end of SmackDown.
Yep,
that's all we got.
I'm gonna hit the big one. What do we feel about this promo between Punk, Seth, Roman? I feel like we got Tribal Chief back in his bag of like joking and like being aware of situations. He's talking about the crowd and talking about how like he enjoys the way they're singing to him and whatnot. He's sitting there like, you know, smiling and whatnot. However, I don't know if he's taking this seriously.
He's
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna give you 3 pointers, 3 things. One, congratulations to Punk finally getting his main event. 2, what's business for Roman is personal for Seth. I'm not gonna elaborate at this time. I'm gonna just keep it short. And then lastly, the thing that stuck out the most to me was Paul Heyman telling CM Punk essentially not to say anything about what the favor was when I watched it. So those are the 3 things that the Oracle is looking at, and I'm going to just shut it down there.
Did you catch him when he said, I want you to acknowledge me? He told Punk he wants him to acknowledge him.
Yeah.
And Paul was like, don't.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, we just playing in front of Roman's face.
Yep. So,
let me see. I wrote some shit down about this too, because we find out here that Paul basically said, "Hey, you got your moment. You're going to main event WrestleMania and whatnot." This comes out to where it looks like it was the favor, and then the promo ends where Punk's like, "That's not the favor."
Nope.
So what the fuck is the favor?
If it's
not
Paul
Mania
Heyman's representation.
And
what do you mean by representation? You literally just coming out for the entrance?
God. Okay. This is I'll keep it. This is what I think. When Paul Heyman got inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, Roman came out and said, "When you no longer see me with Paul Heyman, you will no longer see the tribal chief." That doesn't necessarily mean that Roman's never going to wrestle again. What I said was personal, was business for Roman is personal for Seth. Seth views himself in this. I'm going to tie it in. Seth views himself as protecting the WWE from CM Punk and what could potentially be a cancer of the WWE. Roman looks at it as, hey, I did Buddy a favor, even though this nigga ruined my Royal Rumble, or he did me a favor, even though he ruined the Royal Rumble for me. I'm doing him a favor back because that's what he believes the favor is. That's not the favor. The favor is Paul Heyman, and in my guess, if it's in this match or going forward, Paul Heyman potentially might turn on the tribal chief. We've already seen Paul Heyman interact with CM Punk in a multitude of ways that would be unbecoming for a wise man if the tribal chief was paying attention. And why the fuck are you crying with this nigga, bro? In front of me. I'm your tribal chief.
Kiss the thing on the head.
I don't give a fuck what he did over the last 14 years. I'm the nigga that brought us here. Why are you checking on him after he got his ass beat by Seth Rollins? Why are you crying with him in front of me? Why are you telling him not to acknowledge me? That's it. Try to keep it within 3 minutes.
There were some lines in here. When Seth is talking about, like, we built this foundation. We did this. Roman's like, we died a long time ago. He said, I've been doing all the work to make this place what it is today, take WWE to a new level, making it better than they found it. I'm the one who made us desirable to Netflix, took us into billion-dollar deals. Tell me, what have you done? Rollins tells him, what I've done is, he says, it's the me line. He's like, this me mindset is what keeps me what makes me keep screwing him over. Which also sounds like some hater shit, but I get it. You keep thinking it's all about you, and I got to keep taking you down, and I should prove to you it's not all about you.
Rollins is coming from a place of virtue. I'm saving the company from niggas who are trying to run it.
That's crazy.
Mr. Heroic.
Okay, Rollins is coming from a place of virtue, but where is Roman coming from? He's coming from a place of false hatred. He's blind from his hatred. He's not paying attention. Like, he's so blind because he hates what Rollins did 12 years ago, even though they already forgave each other multiple times. But as DT loves to point out, that's not the story they're telling, right? So that's not the story they're telling, right? So forget that part. So he's so focused on Seth to where he's laughing. He's like, oh yeah, tell me, Punk, like, thank me, and like he was literally being giddy, like he was blushing, he was almost kicking his feet when Punk was like, my tribal chief, the ruler of the Ulafala. The only time he got upset was like, my big dog,
The big dog.
and then what happens? Like the shoe drops again against Roman, because it's not the first time Punk dropped the shoe on fucking Roman, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is not even my favor." So honestly, all this does is make Seth's point, and this is not even me being biased. All this does is make Seth fucking right, where it's like
You're playing with this dude
during this promo,
and he's gonna fucking fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah. And during this promo, he was like, you could end this in November. You decided to shake his hand. You you could have let me in this. You decided to fuck me over. He's a snake in this garden and he's fucking us over. And then what happens? Now. Fucking Punk is like, guess what? Thank you, Tribal Chief, for giving me this moment, giving me something I've been wanting for fucking like 20 plus years. But guess what, bruh? This ain't even what I asked for. And then Roman leaves upset. Thus, again, proving Seth right. Is like, bro, it's not even about you. And like, you want our chapter? We can have another chapter every day in a week. It doesn't even matter. We can have another chapter. That's fine. It's about this fucking person. Like, if we really want to, like, and if they really want to, like, make the story go forward, like, if they really want to, like, quote unquote shoot and, like, make things, like, even, like, a little more they can bring up the fucking podcast that Punk did against Roman that ruined Roman's career for fucking, and literally until he had cancer again. It literally ruined Roman's, like, he was getting booed. Like, I came back into the business knowing I should boo Roman based off of this one podcast I didn't even listen to, because that's what the fans were just so like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. If you like wrestling, then you have to like Punk. Then that means you have to like what Punk said, and that means everything Punk said is correct. Blah blah blah. Like, if they really want to dive into it, which I feel like they will eventually, because in this new regime they haven't disproven that they're not willing to like throw some realism into
Easter eggs.
Yeah, or some Easter eggs. Like, they will eventually dive into it. But as of right now, everything Seth has been saying is correct. The only reason I'm not picking Seth to win this match as of right this very moment is because I do not know what this fucking favor is. And if the favor is what I personally predicted through our chats, then that's why Punk will win. But if the favor that I personally predicted is wrong and it's not helping Punk win this particular match, then I think Seth is the only person as of right now. If we're going to do this in order, like, Roman is the third person that should win this match. Based off of all the characteristics that have been going on, Roman is not taking the shit seriously. He's not taking the shit seriously at all. Like, he's like, oh yeah, you know, like he's not taking this op talking with his tribe, like talking with his wise men seriously at all. Like, he didn't even ask, like, oh, is this what the favor is? Granted, like, you can argue, oh, should he ask? He's a chief, should he ask? But it's like, he's also your wise man. Like, you have a wise man for a reason. Like, DT's my high council. I ask my high council questions before I do things because he's my high council. So yes, you should ask your person questions, right? So honestly, Roman should be third place to win this match, and it's really hard. I'm putting CM Punk to win this match as of right now only because we don't know what the favor is. But as like character-wise, as far as storyline goes, Seth should fucking win this match. But that's also me being kind of biased.
Me being non-biased, CM Punk wins the match. He's already planted the seed of, you two have never beat me unless you were together. They're not going to be together. CM Punk is going to win the match, and it will carry on and spur into Roman and Seth having to work together.
This is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I see, like, bear with me, biblical themes, right? this entire time Seth is talking about like the snake, right? He's talking about the snake, the snake in the grass, snake in the grass, snake in the grass. So, like, you can't trust him. He's a snake. He's always been calling Punk that. Punk has been calling himself the devil this entire time. Like when he's with Drew, it's like, oh, I'm the devil, the devil snake. You can do what you want with that. We know Seth Rollins is revolutionary. We also know him as the Messiah, right? He's seeing this. So when we're talking about the virtue signaling here, where it's like he's trying to stop this shit from happening. He's trying to kill the poison. I'm trying to protect you from you, but you won't allow me to protect you from you. Yeah. Roman right now is fiending over the gloat, the materialistic world. I brought us the billions. I got this. I got that. Do we not see the parallels in this?
Yeah, like, it seems like. And that's why he didn't make the decisions while he was in the Shield. No, you're right. You're like that's and Roman said that, like, or Seth said that a couple weeks ago. I was like, bro, this is why he didn't make the decisions. I gotta fix everything for you or us.
You don't. Yeah, like it's. I think Punk's gonna win for that exact reason. It's like Seth's issue is like, yeah, like you said, we can have this fight so many times. I'm down to fight you, but right now, man, this dude here will kill everything that we've been trying to work for. But you're not seeing it because you're so caught in your fucking egotistical ways of you think everything's about you. And it's my job to fix everything and cut you down, which is why he said it's my job to fix it and he signed the contract. Seth is trying to do the right thing here, but he does it in the way of like pure passion and aggression and hatred, not hatred, but just like.
No, it's hatred. No, it's hatred to the point where it blinds him.
Yeah, like he gets blinded by how much anger he has in the moment because you don't see it. It's like when you're frustrated with somebody not seeing something your way and you just take it out like in aggression.
Well, Either way, you can see. I mean, well, even the week before when they had the 3-person like brawl, every single time Seth mostly went to Punk. Like he hit Roman like twice. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna bonk you on the head, but I'm really trying to fuck up this guy. It's like, where it's like Seth's real like ambition, which I think also plays to the story, where it's like his real fucking ambition is hurting Punk. Like he wants to fuck up Roman because he doesn't like the Tribal Chief. They have their own history with the Shield, yada yada. But at the end of the day, his biggest op is fucking Punk, and the fact that Roman is so blind to where he's like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna just give you guys. I main evented 9 WrestleManias. What's another one? Just sign it. Come on.
You're right.
Just sign it. Like, this is what we do. Like, and
thank me for your moment. I'm the one who gave it to you.
Thank me. And then like Punk is like, thank you. But guess what, bro? This ain't even like this ain't even. You over. It's not even the favor. And then Rollins is like, bro, this is what I was telling you. He's a fucking snake. You think so? You think you're yeah. Anyway,
so with that, do you think the end game is we'll see Roman and Seth team up this next year? And we can probably say that for like the rankings or not rankings, but a little pre-prediction after Mania and whatnot. But it's like if Punk is doing this callback of you guys can never beat me, you guys wouldn't be together without me, which is hinting at something that happened 12 plus years ago. Are we now looking at them trying to kind of rekindle that? Y'all haven't been partners in forever. You haven't been partners since the Shield and whatnot. Like, will there be a moment that we will see Seth Rollins stand next to Roman Reigns and they have to take out a something? I don't know what fucking bad would be across from them, but at some point, who comes to save who?
You have to. The first question you have to ask yourself is who, if that is a scenario, which I believe it is, who is partnering with Punk physically? We already believe it's going to be Paul Heyman from a managerial aspect. Who's partnering with Punk physically in the ring? Because someone has to be a heater in this scenario.
Honestly, to me, it's really hard to answer because in the sense because there's been a lot of rumors or speculation where it was like, oh, Heyman should be the one to turn and side with Seth. And it's like, all right, well, if you've been paying attention to Seth's storyline, Seth's storyline, then you would realize, there's a lot of S's in that. You would realize, like, no, like it doesn't make more sense. Like even if you went back to heel, it does not make sense for him to align with Heyman. Like even just this last Friday, he was like, "I blame you and I blame you." Like he pointed at Roman, he pointed at Heyman. It makes zero sense for him to align with Heyman. If Heyman aligned with Punk, well, Roman is a tweener right now, and Punk is a face. So having Heyman aligned with Punk to cost Roman isn't the shock value or the gotcha that you think you would want or you would want to have during a Mania program or during a Mania weekend. Would it garner would it like garnish like viewers and whatnot? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not going to be like the gotcha you thought it would be. Similar to like what happened with Cena and Rock at a Chamber. Like if Punk turned heel during this triple threat at Mania and Heyman helped, like it'd be like okay, cool, but it's not gonna be like the fucking gasp at your mouth moment type of thing. It could happen, but it's not gonna be the shock value moment that I think this company wants. And then if Seth did it, I don't think it's gonna be that shock value either, because it's gonna be like, well, why is this character doing this? So honestly, I think there's an attribute that we're not thinking of that might be in the play. Personally.
All right.
Okay. Well, that's the show, folks. We're going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you again for tuning in. Hit us on all the socials, TikTok, IG, Twitter, X, Blue Sky. We on everything. YouTube. Definitely sub to us on YouTube. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you. Peace out.
Too sweet.
Believe in the wave.